Oh, that's so long. Schlong, huh? I'll just watch the VODs till he's online. No, the fuck you won't. You stay in that chat right now. You get the fuck back here, Necro is dead. You're not going anywhere, punk. Hello, GG boys. Hello, offline chat. How are y'all? Who here beat the noties? Who here beat the notifications? Who beat the notifications? I was just watching the video. Hell yeah. Oh my god, yes. Dude, I've been playing so much, like... I feel like I'm understanding the appeal of Roblox a little bit. I've been playing a lot of Sonic Speed Simulator. Haven't spent a cent on it yet. But it is a great game to play in the background. Hey, I don't know you, but you seem okay. You seem dumb and gay. Two things I like in a man. Call me. Hi, Ash. Hope you're well. Favorite twink stream? I have gigantic muscles. Are you stupid? Spend your money on it, Kwite? No, bro. I have, like, editors to pay. Dude, do you think my margins are wide enough for that shit? No. Love your vids. I'm a train. Good luck. Well, could you be available in more parts of the United States, please? Kwite, you hear about Discord making all chats go public? No. Because I doubt they said that. That would, be illegal. It would be, a crime against the FCC. And would get them fucking nuked. They did that shit. You're only allowed to sell customer information to other corporations to advertise to them with, silly. You can't just let Twitter have that. Doug's brother made this game. I don't believe you. Is that real? Doug brother. Stanley Parable. Don't tell me. No fucking way! He actually did! What the fuck? That's cool as shit. What the hell? I never knew that. That's cool. Huh. What a fun little connection that is. Kwite Source Engine in general is awesome. Play Half-Life 2 sometime? How much ball do you think I don't know? How much better of a person do you think you are than me that you can come in this chat and just say some fuck shit like that? Assume you know how good Half-Life 2 is and I don't. What the fuck is wrong? You think you're better than me? Because you're not. I haven't seen Kovneski in chat. I think you scared him away. That's my friend, okay? Don't worry. The fuck is wrong with you? Play Half-Life 2 sometime. Yeah, I did. Years ago. Fucking bums. I have legs, point proven. Correction, you need legs. Did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite. I'm a freeloader, clearly. I'm a whore for Stanley Parable. Nice. Your outfit in the last fit killed? Thank you. I might be doing more of those, I don't know. I only have like 3 babushkas, so the color coordination is limited. How far did you get last time? I think I did a decent amount of the base game endings. We're focusing on Ultra Deluxe today, though. That's the name of the game. Ultra Deluxe is literally the name of the game. I'm a whore for having ADHD and being super impatient to the point where people call me annoying. Hey, you don't even need to have ADHD for me to call y'all annoying. My buddy Stanley. It's so weird that he interacts with chat. What, you're used to these, like, super popular, aloof streamers? Just locking that in case we need that for later. Just loading that up. Wait. Just to be safe. Just to be safe. That's my emergency exit from the stream if need be. Oh, I'm so eepy right now. Dude, I'm so eepy. Dude, I'm so eepy. Hi, Advi. Welcome to stream. I thought the point of streamers was they interact with stream. I mean, they do, but it's like, do they, like, pick, like, individual messages, or are they, like, just kind of, like, performing to a mass audience? Both, I think, have, like, a lot to offer. We're like in that little mid-range, like where it's impossible for me to keep track of everything that's happening in chat, but it doesn't move so fast that I can't read what people are saying. Is this game like the basic white girl cup that they all have? What? Oh, the I Hate Mondays one? Yeah, this game has that. Did you hear about Tony Todd? Yeah, man, rest in peace. Rest in peace. The Stanley Cup? Oh, they mean the Stanley Cup. Listen, hockey, while being a super popular sport, is niche. You can't call it basic. It's like a pretty, like... It's like a more specialized interest than you give it credit for. You can't call it, like, basic white girl shit, dude. Not the Stanley Cup. I thought those were called Stanley Steamers. Or is that a sex position? Or a sex thing? Stanley Steamer. Nope, that is a cleaning company. Stanley Shaker. Yeah, are they called? I think they're called Stanley Shakers, aren't they? Didn't those have, like, lead in them or something? The certified cleaner? I believe so, yes. They're called tumblers? Eh, whatever. Is your refrigerator running? No, it's actually been out. It likes to go on strolls. It's not really much of a runner. It gets its cardio by going on long walks to the woods and taking in the scenery. That was Lunchables? You're thinking of Lunchly. And even that was, like, not true. God. Oh, bro's food is spoiled? Nah, man, I have, like, the ice fucking, what is it called? I got, like, the coolers, and I bought, like, a bunch of ice, so we're good. Free-range refrigerator? Yeah, the eggs that I put in it aren't free-range, but it gives them the experience posthumously. Lunchables has lead? Okay, it has lead in the way that your body has lead in it right now. Everything has lead in it. Thoughts on physically tweaking when reading fanfics? Yeah, I read those ones where you get the secondhand embarrassment, you have to physically put it down yourself. Lunchables have lead, Lunchly has mold. Ugh, I don't want to do this discourse right now, guys. Lead. Yummy lead. Yummy lead. Kwite, is it weird to be more excited about your favorite singer's birthday than your sister's birthday? I mean, unless your sister's like a total jerk and just a general buzzkill to be around, then yes, it is weird. Wait until y'all find out the iron in your body is like the metal. How many of y'all didn't know that? How many of y'all didn't know that when people say there's iron in your blood, it's literally just the iron you're thinking of? Like iron the metal. Wait. What? What? So many of y'all? What? Yes, the iron in your blood, the iron levels in your blood is iron. Iron. Iron, and iron. What else it would be? Something else, a different metal called iron, I guess. Like, there's enough iron in your body to, I believe, make a small screw. I heard that somewhere. I'm gonna double check that. Is there enough iron in your body to make a nail? Yep. The human body contains enough iron to make a 3-inch nail. From the National Institutes of Health.gov. Damn, so I have iron deficiency, so maybe you don't have enough. Skill issue. Dude, you guys have 3 inches inside you. That's so weird. That's so weird. Why you come to my stream with 3 inches inside you? If you should do like me and just not have blood or veins. I do want to show y'all this one scene from I want to show y'all the prison escape scene from X2. It's fucking awesome. Magneto's in a plastic prison.
You're clear.
I love X-Men. So how did you not know that the iron in your blood was actually iron? Plastic prison, baby. Someone's barely disguised fetish.
Have a nice sleep, Lyncher?
Dude, watch this shit. Watch this shit. Little
There's something different about him, Mr. Loria.
Yeah.
He just had to walk out fast enough and he would have been fine.
No. No, it's not that.
Sit down.
Iron warning?
No.
Sit your ass down.
What could it be?
Too much iron in your blood.
There it is. Too much
This shit is fucking. This shit goes hard as shit. Like, bro! Hey, thanks for this, bro. I'm gonna use this shit now. You don't need it no more. Such a hard scene. In the reflection. What did bro take? He had a hookup with Mystique the night before, and she knocked him out and injected him with just a syringe full of iron.
Never trust a beautiful woman, especially one who's interested in you.
He's like, no one's trying to tap that dude. Winks at the dead body. Thank you for the sub, ass shits. He can just do that, by the way. How will he cross? No, how will he cross? By making a plate. Why don't they just kill him? Bullet no work. Ow! Ow! This is that's what I do in fucking VR. I just like grabbing like a lightsaber mod and just like rotating it like a fan. Light work, no reaction. Light work, no reaction. Plastic bullet. I think that's what they have. They just weren't quick enough on the draw, and like he can move the little balls as fast as the bullets. Blade and sorcery? I love blade and sorcery, dude. Is iron strong enough to support a person's weight if it's that thin? I don't know. It's Magneto. He can control metal. He can just be like, no breaking for you. No breaking for you. You will hold together while I stand on top of you. I'm going to stick my blade in your sorcery. Yellow card. Foul on the play. Try again later. Could bro put iron inside of you? I'd prefer he didn't kill me. Personally. Wouldn't the iron in his blood be rested, though? I don't fucking know. I don't know, man. It would... Shit was hard. Why can't it just start and stop there with y'all? God damn it. It was fucking cool.
And you're like, wouldn't the iron have rested because of the blood? It's in blood. Could the plate actually hold his weight? Actually, come on.
We have questions? Google it! Because we're nerds? Yeah, the fucking boring dork kind. Not the obsessed with fucking cool shit kind. We're too autistic to overlook detail. You guys overlook details all the time. Don't give yourself too much credit. The autism can only do so much for you. You showed us the clip. What the fuck did you expect? To see the cool thing and be like, wow, that was cool. You're mean sometimes? Yeah. It's on purpose. But my autism swag. But my autism swag. Autism can only augment swag. It cannot bestow it onto you. I'm sorry, like it can't it can't cure your saucelessness, all right? It can't cure your saucelessness. You're not swag quite? Coming from someone in my chat. Fucking bounces right the fuck off me. No swag from me, and look who's hanging in whose Twitch chat because they enjoy the personality. SMH. I rizzed up my first girlfriend by info dumping about crab eyes. I think you're a liar. And even if you're telling the truth, I'm just gonna call you a liar. So when are you gonna start playing? You must be new here. You must be new here. We hang in this bitch. We yap a little bit. You better take your sensitive ass back to Rambo. I'm kidding, I'm kidding. Love that man. Liar, I hardly know her. Yap sesh is so fun, correct. Dude, exciting day on Twitter yesterday, huh? Exciting day on Twitter yesterday for, vets of a certain Minecraft. Rambo's just as mean. I could see it. I could see it. Exciting day. It's X, die. I'm gonna let y'all do your own research. I'm not getting into it here. Feel however y'all want about it. I've had my fill. I've had my fill. Happy Veterans Day. It's Veterans Day? What happened yesterday? Figure it out yourself. Happy Veterans Day! Will you be at VidCon 2025? Maybe? Haven't decided yet. Do you not love your country? No, I just forget what day of the week it is. Like fucking holidays. From a copy. I saw a tweet the other day. It's like, I need, for those of y'all who work in like group settings, like for a job, I saw a tweet the other day that was like, if you're the least autistic person at your job, you get to order around all the other autistic people like it's Age of Empires. Is this real? Is this true? Is this a real thing? Thank you for the sub, Gibbs Shark. Appreciate it. Okay, this was a test. Whoever said no, you're clearly not the least autistic person at your work. Autism hierarchy real? Oh my god. I don't ascribe to the autism hierarchy, but the jokes are funny. Who needs a job? Anybody who wants to move out of their parents' house. Autism pyramid scheme. I don't think you know what a pyramid scheme is. You're thinking of an org chart. Here in autism civilization, the least autistic people are at the top, but they're still autistic. Above them is neurotypicals. Trickle down autism. Trickle down autismonomics. Autonomics? Whatever. Autismonomics is the closest we're getting. Autismonomics. I still need to do my pre-calc homework, but I don't feel like it. Executive dysfunction wins again. We will never triumph. My people will never be free. Even if it takes you longer, just do it while you listen, man. Half focusing on it while you listen to this and get distracted is better than no focus at all. Come on, man. Don't fucking prove the Twitter motherfuckers right who are like, high schoolers can't read. Middle schoolers don't know the alphabet. The requirements for college are going down. Go on, Moses. Tell the executive dysfunction to let my people go. I can read. I just don't wanna. Which of the 3 EDs are you? Eating disorder, executive dysfunction, or erectile dysfunction? Choose your character. There's probably more EDs. I'm Paul. Depends on the situation. All into secret 4th one. Let me just Google what ED stands for. Define ED. Let's see if we have any more. What does ED stand for? The Department of Education, Emergency Department, Effective Dose, Arithma Dose, Eastern Department, Election District, Ex-Dividend, Executive Director. That last one's me. Is executive dysfunction a political reference? No, it's like ADHD people's. Okay, so the word execute as in to do something. Like, an executive dysfunction is like when ADHD people, they struggle to get up and do the thing they know they need to do. Eat these nuts. Eat these nuts. What, do you have EDs but replace E with AI? Listen, man. AI can't take everybody's job. Not even my... I guess it could take my penises. Isn't ED eating disorder? It's a lot of things. That's why we were going over all the options. Alright. Time to play Stanley Parable. Ultra Deluxe this time, though. Ultra Deluxe. Stanley Parable. I'm gonna launch the game. I'm going to launch the video game. I forgot to open Steam before stream, god damn it. I have EP disorder. Stanley Parable. Hello, Steam friends list and Steam deals page. Dig sites, demos. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Ultra Deluxe. Hopping in. What was I gonna look up? I like got an idea for a bit and it just slipped my mind. Game's booting. I think I saw something crazy in my I saw something crazy in my recommended the other day. It was like YouTube Predator tier list. And I was like, huh? Dude, it makes you enter the current time for Stanley Parable every time you open it. Are you in it? No, because I'm not a predator. Your name's Slayer, so I'll side on you. She give you permission to Slayer? What is that noise? Hang on, hang on. Before we get started, can I say something? Thank you for actually setting the clock both times you've booted up the game. A lot of people don't take that seriously. They just leave the clock set at 12 and call it a day. But you're actually taking the time to set the clock, and I appreciate that. That's how I know you care about this experience. You're paying attention. I don't even have any way of knowing if the times you're setting are correct. Tell you what, I'll make you a deal. Since you've been so cooperative, next time you boot up the game and see the screen, just set the clock to your favorite time. Go ahead, pick whatever time you want. Even if it's not the correct time, you've earned it. Alright, I'll let you get back to the video game now. That was weirdly wholesome. Alright, let's do the new content.
This is the story of a man named Stan.
Don't care. Welcome
All
back.
his co-workers
Quit the
were
game and
gone.
start it again.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
New content. Okay, I'm gonna open this as little
Oh, new
Damn it!
content?
I wanted to go around
What
the
does
door.
that mean? New content.
New content. Okay, here we go, fellas. Here we go. Loading screen. Loading screen. All right, so I'm going in blind on this the same way I did on the last stream, except this time it's even more
and
blind.
Thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers.
And a mod.
After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers.
Oh, it's on consoles now.
The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content.
Oh no, the
that
Fauci
broadens
ouchie.
and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over.
This is like the FNAF Help
Please
Wanted intro
step
poster.
inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Okay.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
But you have to check the first alternate door that you see, right?
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
Is that Alex Hirsch? Might be.
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
I'm so excited. You can jump? No, I can't.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if
I love how much I like
let's
thinking of
see
the difference in his
content.
voice
Give me
this
the
many years
content,
later.
Stanley.
Content time. Okay. What?
All right. All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
No fucking way! They added jumping? No fucking way! Dude, this is fucking awesome. This is all I wanted. Finally, the spacebar means something. Don't spend them all. You guys are y'all are. That's a spoiler, by the way. That counts as a spoiler.
Is that it? Surely that's not.
Don't use them all. Backseating, spoiling. Mods, can we get like the fucking message up? Because these motherfuckers never learn. We literally had this last time. What the fuck happened to let me make my own? Oh my god! Y'all are hopeless! There was a counter on the side? Yeah, it could have been a countdown to like how many you're supposed to do. Jesus Christ, y'all have never gotten good at this.
Content?
Sorry, we were trying to be nice. We do this every game! We do this every game!
Has to be something else, right? Goodness. Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jump.
Fuck you, Kwite, we are not helping. The whole point of backseating is letting me make the mistakes I'm gonna make, and then if I ask for it, that's something. Dad, don't yell at me. It's just every single fucking game, guys. Like, it doesn't matter what it is.
Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of...
Don't tell me what to do. No, okay, guys, I'm gonna say it like this. It's explicitly against the rules that you have to look at when you go in the chat. If you do it moving forward without it being asked for, you're getting timed out. How does that sound?
new content. And if... Oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
Okay. I was so...
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar.
This is what I'm
And don't get
saying.
me
All
started
game
on the
devs are
level of
lazy
craftsmanship
and
that's gone
deserve
into it.
worse
In fact,
working
I'm
conditions.
looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended.
Wait, I want y'all to be able to see the achievements I get, so I'm gonna move me over to the left side.
And I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable.
Oh, this was when it was still
It's
called
my
Twitter.
fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations.
Dude, now that I know I
If
can
you're
jump,
still
I have
with
to
me,
like physically
why don't we
restrain
just
myself from
reset
doing
the
it.
game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always.
I've missed you, narrator.
What do you say, friend?
Let's do it. Huh. New starting area. Huh.
Psst. Stanley, come over here. In the vent.
Like Among
I want
Us.
to show you something.
In a second, I just want to see... Okay, I guess this is like how you do it if you just want to play the game like normal, but I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do exactly what I'm told. I feel like Batman. Screwdriver. Ow, my knees!
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying
Okay, how many of y'all came when I bullied you for like 2 minutes straight? No, there's no wrong answer. There's no wrong answer.
the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it.
What the
Just
fuck?
our little secret. Take a look.
When did this looks like a Skyrim mod? What the hell happened? Wow, this is like really well
I
modeled.
call it the memory zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite
Wow.
memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC. You see, Stanley, doesn't the memory zone
Memory,
remind you
sweet
of
memory.
how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of
it's so
2013
awesome.
when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then,
Oh,
it all
the British
meant
Academy
something.
of Film and
Oh,
Television
wait.
Arts had just Stanley Parable and a piece of tape over it. That's great. Good times. Good times, man. It's been so long since last Friday. This note is legal tender for all dash publics in the United States of America. British narrator, US dollar. Something's fishing. Go outside. Don't play for 5 years. Unachievable. It is not possible to get this achievement. I kind of do want to do the don't play for 5 years achievement. New York Times is using creators surprisingly down to earth. Oh, when I died, that was so awesome. Oh, a chair I can't even sit on. This is awesome. Are the keys actually moving on that piano?
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable.
Don't
Like
read
the
any
stunning
reviews except this
triumph of
one from
games
Gizmodo.
journalism. 10 out of
Oh,
10
Destructoid.
from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created.
Wow, I
That's
never have
how
to play another
grand
game
and
again.
all-encompassing the original
Wait, I gotta move the sub thing now, too. Put that up here.
Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim. It was Persona 3. It was all of them. And now, it's nothing. It's no games at
looks
all.
a little prettier.
It isn't
Water
even the
physics,
Stanley
that's new.
Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
An hour of new elevator content. Memory zone maintenance. Okay, I'm sure that's something eventually. Original. Person of the year. Faceless man. Watchman pin button? I thought those were stairs for a second.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games,
Dude,
and
I
one
love
that
this
offers
just, like,
some of the most
self-circle jerk. It's
enjoyable,
awesome.
surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It
Repeatable
just
carpet
needed
textures.
to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
I love how meta this is, dude. I love... Like, the first game, the meta... It was meta, like, the first time around, right? The serious room. No way. It was meta the first time around, but now it gets to be, like, meta about itself 10 years later. That's awesome. Let me out! Oh, wait, I can jump. Oh, I can't jump. Wow. I've been befuddled. Cheated. Just open it? What do you think I tried to do just now?
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back to have it all over again.
Think of the 50 bits,
Wait.
Lucian.
Hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here?
It's maintenance, bro. It's boring. It's a wasteland.
Oh no. Oh God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's being
The
collected.
online
down
video
here.
game distributor.
Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Steam reviews just on the side of a shipping container. Not recommended! Oh, this one's
Honestly,
recommended.
I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion.
Hi,
The narrator
Buglivia.
is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny.
Ow!
I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
It feels like a completely different game since there's just so much more locales. I wonder how afraid they were of, like, breaking the visual style to do something like this. Poor Neri. Yep. You can jump, but still no sprint button. Evil. Low poly review.
Okay, let's see what this
We
one
don't even get to
says.
read the good ones.
While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I?
Depends on the ending, buddy.
You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness.
Noodle
This is actually
chap.
quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't.
Hey, that's an artist
Yeah.
who can take critique
What
of his
an
art.
awful memory to have to hold on to.
But hey, that's how we
These black
improve.
marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
You don't think I'm preachy, do you? Oh, this one just
What's
looked
this one got
miserable.
to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well,
Bye.
yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt.
I mean, for dialogue
Not
you've
if
heard
it
before,
means
at
we can
least.
strike these negative reviews from the record.
I don't like
Only
what's coming from-
positive reviews of the Stanley.
Ah!
That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
Oh no. I don't like where this is going. I could never skip what you're saying the first playthrough around, narrator. Never. Never. iPad kid-ass sounding reviews? Not really, man. I mean, like, the dialogue, if you've heard it
here
before and are
is.
trying to get
Go
the
ahead and
ultimate
give it a
endings.
shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No, 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 no. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people. And if the people
Elected
want silence,
democratically.
then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this. The story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore,
Well,
by becoming it is,
I'm still
so on
listening
and
to
so
it.
forth, until inevitably, we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once, so, now you see, blah, 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet. No, no, until
I mean, dude, he took the time to record multiple takes of the
the
spiel. I can listen to at least a little bit of it.
The deduction, therefore, becomes impossible to manufacture.
This is what an
It went
internal
on
monologue
for nearly
for, like, ADHD sounds like.
10,000 years, until just
How many of y'all
yesterday,
have an
here
internal
and there,
monologue,
forward and back,
actually?
and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions
could
left
just play
until
word
so
games.
much more than forever ago? Which is why I say... the story and the choices, or what have you.
When I realized some people didn't actually think in internal monologues, I was like, huh, interesting.
We all until the end of time, at which time everything.
Or wait, I might be mixing it up with people who, like, internally, like, don't.
We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet. No,
I think I was thinking of
until
people who don't, like, visualize in their
245.
head, but
That the
can still
logic of
draw.
elimination working backwards, the
pricks.
deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and
that's
there,
no.
forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which is why I say... the story, and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once. So now you see, blah 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet. No, until 245. Got the logic of elimination working backwards. The deduction therefore becomes impossible to
Mr. Kwite, I think
manufacture.
it loops. It's like I didn't see that the last billion times. It's almost like I want to see what
until
happens.
just yesterday, here and there, forward and back.
Just
and
in case, like,
before
y'all are
lunchtime.
wrong, like
It
fucking
can't
Christ.
be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which is why I say, the story and the
Okay,
choices.
fine.
Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes
And I listened to all of
lengthy
it.
ruminations
I am your
on the
number one
nature of
fan.
choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a
I know this game front and back and nothing happens. Yippee! Keep it to yourself. That's called spoiling.
description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a
All right.
rumination and
Close the
more
chat. Close the chat. Y'all cannot be trusted with the privilege of me reading what you have to say.
treatise, or maybe a manifesto. Look, I'll outline it for you very briefly, and you can tell me what you think. Okay, so my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices made by the person who you are, or were, or will be at the time of having made said choice. That is to
Maybe
say,
in a
if by
few- maybe in
articulating
30
a
minutes we'll
choice
see if
you've
y'all have
already
improved.
made, you bring that choice
Maybe.
into
You're in the
being.
timeout corner.
Then by making no choice and saying nothing, are you not simply erecting in the sanctuary of time a monument to every person you've ever been, making every choice to which you've ever given your great gift of mortal and yet timeless thought?
I actually like really agree with that sentiment. It's like you are made up of the love for everybody you've ever known. Like you are all of you are like made of pieces of everybody you've ever loved. All those little stems you picked up from your friends. I love that.
Or rather, do all of the choices you've ever made, in fact, make you more not this kind of person, and in fact do the very opposite? You see, it could in fact be both of these things at once. That you are both making choices and not making choices, and that they are both affecting you and not affecting you at the same time by virtue of the fact that you both are and are not making them. Okay, at first, I was leaning towards manifesto, but now I'm going to circle around and slap the treatise
I feel
label
like
on this
tirade
one.
covers
I think
it
it
all.
has much more of a treatise vibe to it. But wouldn't you say that manifesto just has a much grander
I like
sort of
tirade
tone?
more, man,
It has
I'll
a
be honest.
mouthfeel that is rich with ambition and history. Ambitious history, if you will. Ah. See, now you've gotten me going back to manifesto. Heavens, at this rate, we're going to be here all day. Okay, look. I have a method for exactly this sort of situation, and I do find myself in this situation frequently.
Oh boy.
I'm going to say each word back and forth in repeated succession until I become sick of one or the other, in which
fucked
case
up
the
his
word I
cadence.
am not sick of shall be the victor. It is an unimpeachable strategy, Stanley.
said
It's
unimpeachable
rescued me
twice
from disaster in countless
throughout this playthrough.
situations. All right, here we go. Treatise, manifesto. 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 Treatise, manifesto.
Okay, I've had enough.
Treatise. Well, there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. Oh, I can't wait to see what
Cookie 9 will say about this.
and whether they'll edit the rating of their Steam review, or at least change some of the wording, perhaps. To be honest, I don't even know if one can change their review in the first place.
Can you? I think I
guess
called a
I
game
should
gay
become
once
better
that I really liked.
educated on exactly how Steam works. Perhaps that would have been the smart thing to check on before I went about this whole exercise of making the skip button. Although I have to imagine that after seeing this exciting new technology at work, Surely whoever it is runs Steam will instantly run out and implement a new feature to make it possible to edit one's review,
As you
merely
should.
because of this very situation. Yes, I think that's quite likely.
I agree.
Or perhaps they'll simply grant this particular user the ability to change their review, so that the feature is not widely abused. Look, I would even be okay with Steam altering this particular review so that it reads as something more beneficial. Something along the lines
controlling
of,
the
"This
media,
game
I
is
see
the
it."
best game." Let me start over. How about this? From the ashes of depravity rises the phoenix of quality.
The subtitles disappear. From the ashes of depravity rises the phoenix of quality. Bar? Is this a bar, guys? Is this a bar? Thank you for the sub, Caleb Murray. Appreciate it. Well, nothing else to do.
Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it?
I mean,
but at
if
any
you
rate,
just sit there
I
for the
do
45
suggest that
minutes-
we not press the button again.
Okay,
I
the
think
door's
the skip
gone.
button has been aptly demonstrated, and we can say goodbye to it and just... Wait, how do we get out of here? Where did the
You
door
made the
go?
game, bro! Bring
Wasn't
it
there a door that
back!
led into this room? I do feel quite certain that there was one here before. How else would we have gotten into the room in the first place? I
Spawn.
don't think
Slash
one can
spawn,
enter a
Stanley.
room without a door of some sort, or a window or something like that. Do you see a window anywhere? A porthole? A sufficiently large crack in the wall? I'll take any of these. Oh,
I need some
want
yellow
for us to
paint for
move
this,
on
man.
And to please step away from the skip button to go anywhere other than the skip button.
Working on
There
it.
was a door here before, wasn't there? I swear there was.
Maybe I can just walk
Where
through
did
the
it
wall.
go? Can you maybe just ram your way through a wall?
Ugh.
Is there any possibility that you could, say,
Ugh.
slam your body into the wall until enough
I'm trying,
damage is done
narrator. I'm
for
doing
you to
my
be
best
able
for
to
you, buddy.
leave? Please, I'll take any option at all. I'm asking you to work with me here. We need a door. We need a door of some kind. I can work with any kind of door as long as it can open and lead from one room to
Fuck,
another.
it's not working!
I'm going to step away for just a moment.
It's not working!
And I'm going to try to find us a door. I don't know how exactly to remove a door and place it in a different wall, but I will find a way, I promise. You just need to not do anything. Don't press the skip button. Please, please, please do not press the skip button. Just wait here for me, and don't press the skip button. Got it? Yes, good. I'll be right back.
I have a feeling I don't have a choice here. Okay, I'm going to give y'all permission. If I wait here for long enough, does something happen? I will give y'all permission to tell me, does something happen if I wait here for long enough? Okay, so I have to press it. Okay. Thank you for the sub, Quetzal Girl. Appreciate it.
Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times. And there's no door, Stanley. There's no door. There's just you and the button, and if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen. I have no idea how long I'll be made to sit here. And more than anything else, I don't know how to stop you from pressing the button again. I can't control anything in this room, Stanley. I can't touch it. And I have to believe, I have to know that sooner or later, no matter how much I plead with you, you're going to press the button again.
Think
Why
of this
would
sub a
you?
random gay person.
I've been thinking, and I don't know what I can do to convince you otherwise. Oh my God. And it's all because of those reviews.
Yeah, man, I mean, you
those
put it in front of
reviews
me.
that I couldn't get out of my head. I just couldn't ignore the negative feedback. Why was it so important?
Now you
for
know what
me
it's
to
like
fix
to be
the
a
problem?
YouTuber. Hardest
Why
job
did
in the
Cookie
world.
Nine's opinion matter so much to me? I've never even met Cookie Nine. I have no idea who they are. What would it ever really matter? But here I am. I'm fixating on every tiny negative thing that anyone ever says about me. The merest mention of one of my imperfections, and I become as impetulant as a child. Wild and impulsive. I can't help myself. I can't stop myself from lashing out with a vengeful fury to alter and to change and to break anything unbroken, if only it pleases this one person who made a single negative comment.
Yeah, fuck you, Cookie
But
Nine,
there's
bro. You
such
did
an
this to him.
absurd-
You did this to our
But
boy.
whose benefit is this? And here I am now, stuck in a room, waiting for you to press this button and to become frozen in time, knowing that you're going to do it and that I'm going to be stuck all alone, and that I had the power to prevent it all from happening if only I'd held my tongue.
Hubris.
It's all out of my control now. Just you. Just your decision as to exactly when you're going to make me suffer, to leave me all alone. Surely you will. I don't doubt it.
I mean, yeah,
surely
probably.
you'll press that button again, leaving me here. And surely you'll put your own desire to see what's next ahead of my need for company, for companionship.
Yes,
surely you'll
eventually.
not be moved by my howls of fitful anxiety that you sit with me and just stay here. Oh, no, 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 I know you too well. You'll be leaving me again. Oh, my God. And it's all because of those reviews.
Oh, and it just looped.
Those reviews that I couldn't get out.
Okay, yep, it started looping.
Oh,
Started
Stanley,
looping.
you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again.
Find new things to
Stanley,
talk about, and I'll stay
I
for
think
longer.
it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just
Thank you for the 100
how
bits,
it's
Terrorist.
always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing. Would you think that it's exactly the same as always?
Yeah, I
Doesn't
usually
that
have
feel
me
like
to walk
what
around and
we've
shit.
already been doing? Me just talking? But it isn't, Stanley. It isn't the same at all.
You get to
It
watch
isn't
me
even
pitter-patter
close,
around like a little
because
bug.
I know you can't hear me once you push that button.
I just
That's what
need
I'm
you to be
realizing
annoyed,
now,
Stanley.
I'm realizing that I needed to know that someone was listening. I needed there to be a vessel through which my words were moving. It was the vessel I needed, Stanley, not the outcomes, not the story. None of that matters anymore. I'll give it all up. I'll give up every branching path. I'll burn my story to the ground. One single thing I need, and God, I can see now that I need it more than anything, is to know that someone else is taking it in. These words that I'm saying, I
Selfish.
need to know you can
Selfish.
hear me. Because maybe, Stanley, maybe, if you can hear me, then maybe it means I'm real.
Or not.
Maybe I'm not just a fiction. Was I
You are.
scared of that all along? Perhaps, yes.
I'm just gonna, like, cut him off midway.
Oh, hello, it's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time.
It's been
I
like a
stopped
year,
keeping
hadn't it?
track after a year.
Knew it.
Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year?
Surprisingly,
Let me describe
yes.
it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning.
He's just not even around anymore, is he? Entropy, baby. Entropy. Ugh, fire alarm. Ugh. And the clock fell off the wall. Is it even ticking? Nope.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain
Apparently you
us.
didn't need to
It
know
wasn't
someone was
enough.
hearing to
They
talk.
had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability, it's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising
That's how I
heart
feel about you.
the words that they are speaking into the world. as though there were no consequences for a lack of cohesion in one's assessment of others. But of course, absolutely anyone can leave a review.
Yeah,
so
it's two
here's
different
what we get. We get these demands that seek everything and are accountable to nothing. We get a world where someone will say, oh, there should be a skip button. You should be able to freeze Stanley in place while the narrator sits there forever and ever. We want all of this in the new Stanley Parable. We demand it. And then, because it was said, because it was spoken, now it simply
Cookie
has
9,
to
this is
happen.
all your fault.
The most immediate desires, every single thing demanded by every person at every moment in time.
I don't know why, at this point it just makes me laugh to press the button mid-monologue. Damn, I don't even think it's gonna come out of the... I don't even think it's gonna depress anymore. He's so tragic, bro. Yeah. Very Sisyphean.
The end is never the end, is never the
Oh,
end, is
the
never
end of
the
the
end,
end
is never the end, 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 is never the end.
I'm a parrot, bro. I was crazy once. Come on. Pop that pussy for me, skip button. Finally? An exit? Nope. Just deterioration, huh? Daylight! Finally, an escape? Can I move the ladder? Guess not. Eternity is hard to conceptualize, but this is doing a decent job of it. This is like the end of Attack on Titan. I will not give context. Ah, kudzu. Fucking everywhere. Oh, damn, not even the plants survive anymore. It's post-apocalyptic! There are ambient noises which indicate signs of life somewhere, though. Honestly, it was kind of, like, hopeful to see the little plants growing. Now it's just sad again. Ah! How's it feel? You didn't like that very much, did you? The light! I know it's fallen over, but I wonder if we can still press it. Nope. Time to venture out into the open world. The skybox, it's real. It wasn't just a myth after all. All this because of a few mean Steam reviews. Neat. All right, fellas, I'm gonna run a quick ad break. I'll be right back. The end is never the end. The end, never the end is never the end. Is never. How goes it? Magnesium? What the fuck? I was just getting a drink, I wasn't peeing. I've been doing that less recently. Maybe I should drink more water. You should do the broom closet ending, we've already done it.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I'm not gonna do that. New content. Oh boy.
Oh, good. You noticed my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Oh boy. New content. Elevator. Okay. Elevator. Don't disappoint me,
You
narrator.
see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra-deluxe version has turned out to be.
I disagree.
The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra-deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step
ultra
even
deluxe?
further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever...
Stanley
the
Parable
Stanley
RPG.
Parable 2.
Oh! The end is never the end. Again!
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so
Testing
many
two
different
printers at the
directions.
same time.
This is what fans have truly been asking for.
Wait, is it like an actual sequel and like Ultra Deluxe was a disguise? That would be so
Calling
funny.
it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think?
2.
Ultra Deluxe?
No.
What does it even
Dos.
mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress.
This
and
feels like I'm playing
innovation
Mirror's
and
Edge.
long-term franchising potential.
That's what I want out of the Stanley Parable. I want a movie, a blockbuster movie. A Netflix series. I want an anime spin-off. Perhaps some non-canon comics. A reboot 10 years down the line. Cinematic universe. New content is out. New content part 2 is in. Boring sections of the chart. Cool red section of the chart. Old plus busted. New hotness. They're back. 2 doors. More TSB, better TSP. Sequential mindshare, paradigm shift, brick and mortar approach. The color red! This is actually a really well designed, like, fucking millennial office startup. There's definitely a, like, tech bro startup in Silicon
Now, to
Valley
be
that looks
clear,
like this.
I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it.
Okay.
I figure that if I can loosely
2
organize
eyes,
a
2
handful
ears,
of
2
interesting
nostrils, 2 arms,
concepts,
2 legs.
that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
Meeting plan. Goo. Sequels are good. Portal 2, Half-Life 2, Batman Arkham Asylum 2, City, Doom 2, Divinity Original Sin 2, Dark Souls 2. Weirdly, the most hated of the Dark Souls games. That's funny. I just love that, like, it's like, fuck it, we're gonna put the actual name of the games in there. The Stanley Parable is the prequel to the Stanley Parable 2 is the sequel to the Stanley... Oh, man. There's so many, like, little niche things. Every pause button is a Roman numeral 2. Valued investors, this way to the show floor. New content, and then, like, a trailer 2 in the back. New features. New content on the bus. Oh, I gotta go through it like a Disney line. Way to corral me. Oh, wow. It's just a nicely designed
Try
interior.
out some of the new features.
It's like one of those missions where you have to walk around as Peter Parker in the Spider-Man games. Exclusive. The button says the name of the player that is playing the game. I want to see that. I want to see that.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious
Too
answer
big, too
is
small,
that they
too
want to be
just right.
individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
Oh boy.
Jim.
Wrong.
Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here,
Platypus.
let's have you role play as Jim to really simulate the full experience.
All right,
of
let's
this
give it a whirl.
feature.
Let's give it a whirl.
Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's
Wrong.
take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim.
Alpert.
I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim. Sleeping and waking.
Let me
as
out.
Jim.
I don't want to be
Falling
named
in
Jim.
love and being
Don't make me the name of the
heartbroken
guy
as
from
Jim.
mouthwashing.
Seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim, and as Jim, watching your dreams crumble into dust.
Okay,
Do you
now it's
feel
really
it deeply?
mouthwashing.
Are you really?
Jim.
Whoa, hold on. I wasn't finished setting up the backstory. If you don't properly roleplay as Jim, then you'll never understand the impact of this button. Otherwise, it's just a stupid button that says somebody else's name.
It is that.
Okay, we're doing it again, and this time let me finish first. Now, allow yourself to become
Okay, what if I
Jim.
pushed it again, though?
Imagine yourself driving to work as Jim, playing frisbee on the week. All right, fine, whatever. It's just a meaningless button that says Jim. Are you happy now? Get out of here. I'm done with this button. Why don't you go humiliate me in front of a different feature that I worked very hard on?
Jim. Jim. I'm sorry, bro, but you're not getting me to put myself in the mind state of Jimmy mouthwashing.
Maybe I'll only let people named Jim play the Stanley Parable too.
Too late.
They would appreciate what I've created here.
Yeah, bad company
An
to keep.
epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, it will go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
Infinite hole. Free achievement. Free and new easy achievement? No fucking way. I gotta see this. Am I allowed to see the face of Stanley? Or does it stop as soon as, What? Who the fuck is that? I don't even want to find out anymore. Ooh, the jump circle. Let's not jump. Stanley Parable 2. Free and new easy achievement. Pull the lever, receive your new achievement, no more steps. It just works. Oh boy.
Now, here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement will be given to you.
Oh, I'm so
It's as
excited. I
simple as
love
that.
getting rewarded for doing nothing. Participation trophy!
Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to
Maybe
at
if I pull
last
it hard
satisfy
enough.
the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
I believe you. Tentatively. What else is there to do? I must know.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
No screenshots. You ready to come to this one?
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided
Get well
on
someday. Happy
Get
12th
well
birthday,
someday
stepniece.
and Happy 12th birthday. Which would you go with?
I like the blue.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Get well someday it is.
Prick. What a jerk, man. Merch!
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision. We're moving on.
The merch desk. You'll have to see it. I want to check out that infinite hole. Where's the infinite hole? Just the fucking clip art for the one. Where's the infinite hole? Tell me. Okay, so the infinite hole is here and to the right. Time, depth, irrelevant. The hole is the pit is bottomless. I simply need to double check that it has remained bottomless.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
Stunning leap forward, he says. In the game, they added leaping too. Well, in we go. There better not be a bottom to this pit, all right?
You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that.
Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top.
I'm not gonna
Maybe
do
do
that.
it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things.
I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that.
Okay, Stanley, I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole.
Oh!
Is it a very, very deep hole?
The pit is bottom!
Certainly.
The pit has a bottom!
It's an extreme
Lying liar!
I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity.
Endless.
From one perspective, the infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a... Okay, well, good for you. You found the bottom of the hole. You found me out, Stanley. I'm a liar and a cheat, and you're so clever.
Correct
Look,
on all counts.
I think the issue here is just that you're unusually fascinated by falling. What normal person actually wants to fall infinitely?
The type of dude who wants to see if
think
you're
the
actually
hole
really
was
about
as
this
deep
type
as
of thing.
anyone would
Because I
actually
take this
need.
shit serious.
Don't you put this on me. Maybe you're the problem.
Then don't pretend to have the solution.
Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly?
I can still see the top. It's not
If
dark
that
enough.
works for you, then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready. Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for this. Oh, for heaven. You see? I was right.
I just needed to see what happened.
The
I just
problem
needed to
is
see what
that
happened.
you like holes too much. Not normal. A normal person would have said, yep, that's an infinite hole right there. Goes on forever till the end of time. Don't need to see it all, but not you. Oh, no, 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 no. You have a weird sort of... Oh. Did the hole seem even shorter to you this time? I couldn't help but feel like you spent a little less time in there than you did before. I mean, admittedly, I didn't make
It's a
an
shrinking
infinite
hole.
but I didn't think it was that not infinite. Well, I suppose once again there's nothing to do here. If you decide you've had enough of the hole, you can hit the teleport button and come join me up above. Had
All right.
enough? I'm positively thrilled. I really, gosh, how could I have guessed? You're back in the hole.
I had to,
Is
dude. I
this
had
starting
to. It's like
become a
throwing
thing?
the fucking axe at the chime.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
It's getting shorter.
I'm starting to become extremely certain that the hole is not only not infinite, but that it's growing
Take a shot every
steadily
time he
less
says
and
hole.
less infinite. I suspect that I'm starting to hit the point where it's no longer feasible to call the hole infinitely deep, even by the lax overall standards for accountability and marketing. What's going on here? Stanley, I have no explanation for the uncertain nature of the hole's
I need to
length.
get this bitch to the
Here,
surface.
Let's try something. Let's pop back up to the top, and we'll see if it gets any shorter.
I'm glad we're on the same
Well,
page
there
now.
it is. The shame of my lie has come to haunt me. How is this still appealing to you? I know you're obsessed with holes, but at this depth, I just can't see this scratching the itch.
You never dug a hole at the
Oh.
beach, have you?
Who am I to judge? You just do whatever it is you're here to do and hit the teleport button when you're ready to move on.
Oh, it doesn't work anymore. No.
Teleport button not working? You sure? Well, I mean, I really don't have an explanation. Still nothing? Well, I suppose there is one thing I can do to fix this.
Just get rid of the hole.
I'm out. Goodbye, Stanley. You couldn't bear to be away from the hole. And now you'll get more time with it than you could ever have asked for. It's a win for everyone. You get to be with the hole, I get to do literally anything else. Take care, Stanley. I hope you and the hole have a wonderful rest of eternity together.
Damn, you needed me so bad the last ending. Well, did I just fucking stunlock myself, dude? Is this really the ending? That's a noise. That's a soundtrack. Maybe the sub-Arsenal strike? Oh! Guys, the pit has a bottom, but it's getting farther away! Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. The tumbler ball pit. Guys, I don't want to go to DashCon! I don't want to go to DashCon! Who was like smoking down here this much though? Like, clearly I'm not the first dude who spent time in the hole. Oh! Wait, this goes kind of hard. This is so dramatic. Change your perception.
My head's strong.
Oh, we're an iron lung. I'm in space! Change yourself? What? What the fuck am I? What happened? Error! You know, I'm having a great time without the narrator here. The Bass Pro Pyramid?
Stanley? Stanley? Stanley!
Huh?
Oh, good, you're awake. It seems you had sort of dozed off there, drifting away into dreamland.
I don't know, I was having a good
Can't
time.
have that, Stanley, because this hole is just so darn fascinating that I want you to be wide awake for every second of it. You don't want to miss a single moment. So how about if I just pop in from time to time and wake you up to keep you really, truly focused on the hole? From the looks of things, you and I will have many, many years here in this hole, and I'm looking forward to all of them. Stay alert, Stanley. I'll be back. Toodlepip.
He really can't get enough of me, man. He wanted to do all this diva shit, then walk away, and it's like, no, dog. You need me. Oh, and restarted.
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
That's Jim. Oh, is this that fucking bucket y'all were talking about? Is this goddamn bucket? Ugh. Ugh. Here we go.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was
Bucket.
confusing
Like
and
the Minecraft server
paradoxical,
thing.
that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I am happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket.
You can
You
puke
see,
in it?
Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal, and perhaps
You're the
even
200
comforting.
bits.
You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the
50
game
bits,
to be
Luzoid?
less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket
I plan to
is
be
the
a bigger pain in
perfect
your ass.
solution. Come on, give it a try.
Give me.
Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already
Why is it
be
lit
sweeping
so
through
well?
your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well?
Oh,
I think that
it's
just
like
holding
an
it
avatar
has
for
made
a
you the
haunted idol.
slightest bit more attractive as a person.
Oh, thank you.
The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
Well, come on, Bucket. Let's have a grand old time together. Okay, we've seen the buttons.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already.
Okay, the exit's that way. Expo 2 whole map. Okay, jump circle. Button that says merch. Settings World Champion? You are here. Settings World Champion? I gotta see this. Am I going the right way? I feel like I'm not. So it'd be... Wait. Wait. A9 is collectibles. So that's that. And then to the left, and then to the left. Am I reading this map right? Well, I should check out collectibles anyways. Can you find them all?
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly
What the
innovative
fuck,
is that
dude?
there will be no reward for collecting all of them.
It's purely for the love of the game.
To stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Ugh. What of 6? Oh, I was afraid I'd lose my bucket.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
I hate getting things for things that I worked for. Where is the Settings World Champion? I wanna do that shit. Settings World Champion is right next. Oh, it's right next to the bucket. So over here. Mostly infinite hole? Am I blind? Through the tunnel to the left? And then it's here. Huh? That's office decorations. Have to go up? No. I'm bad at reading maps, man. If I didn't have GPS, I'd be done for. On the railway above? Oh, okay. There we go. Okay, that's what I was looking for. Aw. Did I do it? Aw. Lame. It's closed. Alright, I guess let's leave. What next does the world have to show us in Stanley Parable?
All right. Have you seen everything you wanted to?
More or less.
Ready to move on now?
Suitcase. The Stanford Parabola.
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features?
I'm quite fine
yes,
with this
I know
bucket.
it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience.
Sounds fun. Let's do it.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yes.
Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2. I mean, there's potential
Bucket.
here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement.
All right, yeah. Just reforge it like it's in Halo.
Yes,
Come on.
this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2.
It's early access, all right? It's fine.
Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags.
Hey, I
And
can
I do
enjoy
very
a good
much
bit.
enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter
I'm
how
enjoying
good
myself.
these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's
Just stick
it.
them in new
I can
new
take the
bits.
original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it.
Tastefully, of course.
With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title
Smash
screen
cut,
that
smash
says
cut,
with
come on.
bold and uncompromising conviction, this is the Stanley Parable 2.
Very
Let me see if
integrity
I can
coded.
whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
No way! Stanley Parable the 2? Oh wow, this is just actually a really cool menu. Feels like Control in a way. Is this like an actual full-fledged sequel? Or is this just a continue? You know what? We'll find out.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building
Balloons!
where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month.
Dude,
of
his
every
keyboard
year.
has the exact same
And
color
although
layout as
others
mine, and I'm
might
not
have
kidding.
considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Oh
And
boy.
then one day, something very peculiar happened.
The second!
Something that
Number
would
2!
forever change Stanley.
Thank you for the 50 bits,
Something he
Lozoid.
would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an
Cutscene.
hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow.
This truly is every
No
game.
one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation.
I'm glad I played
Something
the base
was
game
very
first,
clearly wrong.
as opposed to doing
Shocked,
this. Now that it's like a
frozen
real sequel.
solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Yeah, I want the bucket back. I want that bucket.
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a
Oh, wait, I already did this ending.
all of his co-workers were gone? What could it mean?
Phone.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Who
Perhaps he
farted?
had simply missed
That's
a
new.
memo. No matter how hard
Number
Stanley
one
looked,
dad.
he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Yo!
Stanley picked up the bucket.
That's the only dialogue we get. Thank you for the 100 bits. Buttons. Oh, no new content, guys.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Eh, why the hell not?
Still no one was here. Stanley needed
Oh,
the
is the
bucket's
table
warmth and comfort
having glass
now
on it
more than
new?
ever.
Here with the 50-bit
Perhaps
sprinkle
his boss's
shit.
office was where he'd find answers.
Broom clock it.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Am I just following the normal game so far?
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket.
Oh,
Even
you're right,
now,
it does make
in
the
his
difference.
darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding
Think of
light
the 100 bits,
pierce the
Luzoid.
dark
Bucket.
clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would, and he knew it. The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck.
'Cause I'm
Was
that
it
good,
the
dude.
bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical
Think of the
explanation.
200 bits Bubsut, I think. This game is so sensory sex dungeon for me. What the fuck is wrong with y'all?
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do
Oh,
to keep
Bubs
himself
VT.
together, if
Oh
not
my
for the
God.
bucket. Soothing him,
You gotta capitalize
comforting him,
those.
reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine. Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Okay.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible
Thank you for the
secret
50
did
big
this place
skid
hold?
shark. Appreciate it.
Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
Just the new bucket dialogue is doing a lot for me here.
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket
Jump?
in
I
shock.
can't.
Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly
bucket nearly
into
burst into
as
tears.
Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
It's like a little pet. Oh my god, dude.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the
Never.
bucket been
Never.
told
It never
to do
would be.
things it didn't
It's
wish
too
to
strong
do?
for that. It
What
scales way
kinds
higher.
of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind.
Feeble?
No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! He squeezed the bucket tighter.
His one friend in the entire world.
At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket.
Nah. The bucket does its own thing.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy.
Is
or
there anything
sad
new to
or
do
content.
at this point?
Walking, eating, working, all of it
Like, with the
monitored and
bucket?
commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past
Because I kind of
began
just like
sink
want to
in,
restart it and like find
Stanley
some new
decided
shit.
that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another
There's a lot more left? No. In this particular
life.
bit, before I like
For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against
We've
the
already
world.
turned it on before.
They
Click on.
high-fived in a really cool way. But at the last second, the bucket jumped in and pressed the button to turn on the controls.
No! How could you,
Stanley
Bucket?
gasped in horror. Had this been the bucket's plan all along? To take over the machine and claim the power for itself? How could the bucket have betrayed him like this? Stanley was prepared to throw the bucket away in disgust when suddenly an image appeared upon the enormous screen.
Oh no. Oh,
Birds.
silly birds.
The control buttons became active again.
Bird. Bird.
Stanley flipped through one video of silly birds after another, and then
He had a
dawned
good
on
reason.
him. This wasn't a mind control facility at all. It was a facility for monitoring and surveilling silly birds all over the world.
A very
The mind
just use of
controls were only a
taxpayer funds.
facade to disguise its true intentions. Had the bucket known this all along? Stanley marveled at the metal genius in his hands, the one who had pointed him towards this incredible discovery. Stanley and the bucket never found freedom because they spent the rest of their lives here
Silly
in this
birds.
place, flipping through live streams of the silliest birds imaginable. Of all the possible paths his life could have taken, this
I want to see the
one
owls again.
was surely the best.
Awake in the daytime. That's crazy.
And Stanley was happy.
Well, seeing all them silly birds.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
I will be
Stanley
getting that
decided
bucket
to go
again.
to the meeting room. Perhaps Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of
What the fuck is
comfort
happening
rushed
in this
over
game?
him.
I don't know. Basically, whatever it wants to do, really.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had
Feel
felt
the
the
whimsy.
bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Wow, what a cool
And
spot
here
to
it
be.
was.
The employee
Had the
lounge.
bucket turned out to be correct?
Nope.
Was this... No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back, and so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section.
We
and
didn't
walked
do that,
straight ahead
actually.
to the opposite door.
We didn't do that, actually.
Oh, good, Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place eventually. You see, your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley. We've come together here because we care about you very much. It's this
My wife and the
bucket
baby I
you're
let
carrying
die.
around everywhere.
And my computer.
The bucket isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content.
what?
We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line
Classic
and the Broom
character-
Closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not this
Nothing new ever
bucket
before.
that they've never seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it.
Wow, God forbid I
Don't
enjoy
you
a
want
gift.
another story involving the Adventure Line? We could make the Adventure Line go somewhere new. Yes, yes, that's what the fans want. Let's do it.
Okay, guess it only works if it's the real thing. Adventure!
Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll
Trademark.
go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well.
Yep, it sure did do that. I'm not putting down the bucket, though.
Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue? Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Good one,
It's as
narrator.
classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up.
You can't make me do that.
Don't you get it, Stanley? We need to get rid of the bucket.
I'm
That's
not
why
gonna
I'm
do that.
very proud to introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer.
Oh!
I
Not
think
the
it'll
femur
make a
breaker.
wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the
No.
Stanley Parable.
No.
True, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me it already
You
feels as
tricked
though
me!
it's
You
been
used
part
my
of
love of the
cast all
adventure
along.
line to
Don't
make
you
me go
agree?
here! I won't let you touch him!
Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does? Surely you don't need me to spell it out for you. Go ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when you're ready.
No! No, I won't do it! I won't fucking do it!
Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket. I don't know what the bucket destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is
And whose
its
fault is
singular
that? You could have
personality
given
trait.
it purpose in life.
Sure, I can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters? Well, you see, if you were to really explore the Bucket Destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really like 10 personality traits.
It's not
What
happening.
other object in this game
It's not
can
you.
even
I won't
say
give
that
it up.
About? The broom closet? Certainly not. I wonder what sort of Bucket Destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this. Okay, the Bucket Destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and
I
feed
won't
it.
give
We
it to you.
can't get back to the classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure Line or the Bucket Destroyer until you crush that damn bucket.
I won't
Quickly
do it.
now. The fans are waiting. Do it, the fans, Stanley. Get
No!
the fans
No, I
around.
won't!
Hurry.
I won't! The Bucket Destroyer must starve. Is that a Halo UNSC ship?
Bucket Destroyer, my prized creation. You had so much potential. We were going to do such marvelous things with you, tell such spellbinding stories about you. All of it squandered now.
Man, fuck those
Goodbye,
fans.
new friend. For the moment in time that you were here, you were magnificent.
Yep, the bucket's a real one. LL, sucks to be them. The bucket ain't led me in the wrong, ain't led me astray yet, so. Now who's attached? What? Where's the call coming from?
Hi, Stanley. Just wanted to leave you a message to let you know there's a few things I need you to pick up on your way home from work today. We need milk, cereal,
Real wife?
soap, spaghetti,
Real existent wife?
anything of sugar, some bread, and coffee beans, whichever ones you like. I'll give you a call if there's anything I forgot. Thanks, sweetie. See you tonight.
My wife is real? I don't believe you. Liar. Liar.
The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket.
I'm not falling for this trick again.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to
I'm gonna
his
jump
chair.
off-
This
I'm
was
gonna
not
jump off the
correct way
scaffolding.
to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply
Stanley
the
likes
place to
coffee
be.
beans and therefore is
And here
gay.
it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Never mind. The bucket was wrong.
It was a different Stanley's
took
wife.
The door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No, I'm not gonna do that.
No, said the bucket.
No.
Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else.
Don't give him
The
a mean
cargo
voice.
lift, yes, go there. Go to the cargo lift. Good, said the bucket. Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
I'm not doing that.
Stanley did not
Yeah.
question why or how this
I'm
bucket
not
was
gonna do
speaking
that.
to him.
I don't take
It
orders
should
from the
have
bucket or the
alarmed him, of
narrator.
course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
I just didn't though, did I? Sorry, bro. The bucket can talk, but I don't gotta listen. It's my homie, but I take advice. I don't let him choose for me.
No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, "No buckets past this point."
Man, they
Stanley,
really
how could you
discriminate
think it
against
was
these
okay
things.
to bring the bucket here? Unless, what if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it.
No.
This misunderstanding
Open up!
could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not
No.
addressed quickly.
Go
and
up the
properly.
cargo lift.
So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please, step in here for a moment.
No! Open the door! No. Is this a bucket?
Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a
It's a bucket.
Simple enough, right? This should tell
Sure,
us everything
I
we'll
guess.
ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket. Okay, let's begin. Item 1. Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Incorrect. It is a hologram of a bucket, not an actual.
I was wrong? No! No!
Item 2. Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Incorrect. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an
Effectively a
actual
bucket! Alright, this next one is definitely
Item 3.
gonna be a bucket.
Is this a bucket?
Definitely a bucket this time. Yeah!
This is a bucket. Item 4. Is this a bucket?
Okay, this is definitely a bucket.
Are you hallucinating? This is a tractor.
No, it's clearly a
an
bucket.
enormous
Look at it.
machine that tills the earth. I thought this was a gimmick. How on earth did you manage to screw it up? Absolutely incredible.
Reverse psychology pulled on me.
Let's just move on to the next one.
That is definitely a bucket, bro.
Is this a bucket?
Yes. Yeah!
This is a bucket.
Butt kiss. If I want to fuck it, call it a bucket? Jesus.
Item 6. Is this a bucket?
No.
Trick question. Both. Gotcha.
Not gonna explain that one?
Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere. Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here. And I don't appreciate the implication that nothing is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket is something.
A bucket
and
is a
therefore
something full of nothing.
Could possibly
So,
be something.
nothing could be
Unless,
full
in
of
your
nothing,
twisted
so
mind,
shared
have you
category.
somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing? Answer me straight, Stanley. Do you believe that nothing is a bucket? You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out.
My plan has worked.
I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago, I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift.
So can I go
Do
through
any
the
of
door
us
with my
know
bucket
what
now?
a bucket is? Am I a bucket?
Just might be.
Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with.
You have me.
I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase all buckets from the game entirely.
No.
Okay, here we go.
No. No. No! I swear to God, if you took him from
What
me.
happened? Is everything gone?
Everything was a
Why did
bucket,
everything
dummy.
disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket? Every single thing in the game was a bucket.
And you thought I didn't
My
know.
God, I had no idea. How could... Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here.
We're the
You're
only
not a
things
bucket
that aren't
either.
buckets, apparently.
Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what, I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay? And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person? All right, here we go.
So, am I allowed to bring the bucket into the no bucket area now? I should be allowed
All of
to
his
now that we've all.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
We've established that everything
Stanley
is a bucket,
decided
so
to go
this
to
should
the meeting room. Perhaps warmth spread through.
this should
Stanley's
clearly be
arms.
allowed.
With the bucket in his arms again, he was home. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
Don't much
but
care.
Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was
Yeah.
simply the place to be.
The bucket is
And here
always
it
a bucket.
was. Had the bucket turned out
Will
to
there be a video about
correct?
this one? There
Well,
might be.
no, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to
No,
go
I
back
didn't.
to the meeting room,
I'm not gonna do that.
No,
said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Good,
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's
Okay, I
something
want to
up
see.
there
I want to
need
see
you
if
to
now
do.
that we've established they're
Stanley
all
did not
buckets.
question why or how
Oh,
this
dude,
bucket
I
was
got. I
speaking.
gotta be able to get
It
the
should have alarmed him, of
collectible
course,
Stanley
because
over there.
buckets can't talk. But Stanley
I gotta
chose
be able to
not
get the
think about
collectible
this
Stanley.
obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
All right, let me in.
No, stop. Look there on the wall.
Okay, yep, it's just gonna repeat.
Someone was following Stanley. He was sure of it. If he checked over his shoulder
This
now,
is not a
he
plugged-in
would surely
phone.
catch them. It was only a matter of time.
All right, let's just do what the bucket says this
Stanley
time.
picked up the bucket and smiled. He'd never be alone again, not truly alone, not with the bucket around.
Why is the
Stanley
narrator
touched the
equally
bucket
central
tightly
about it
to
as
his
Chad
chest.
is?
This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
But I defined the bucket
Stanley
as
had
sexy or
felt the bucket
cutesy.
calling to
Neither.
him, telling him that the employee
These are just not a
lounge
thing I'm
was
thinking
simply
of it in the
place
terms
to
of.
be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was it? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go
All right,
back
cargo
to the meeting room.
track time.
No,
said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go.
to the
Good.
Said the bucket.
Good.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact.
How do I get
He was firmly convinced
the
that the
collectible
bucket
over
had
there?
spoken to him, and he
This is important.
unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
In here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
This is not a dark room. This is a normal-ass lit room. Oh, there's the dark room.
Now pick up the phone.
Said the bucket.
Pick up the phone, and it will take us back home, where we can go about life together.
Okay. How's this gonna go?
This is the sad story of a man named Stanley and his bucket. Once upon a time,
No, my
I
bucket,
gave
it's
Stanley
gone.
a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend. And then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him.
Hello, Stanley. It's me, your bucket. Press Y to take me to work with you.
The Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders. Whatever Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head.
Yeah, but I still got the bucket, though. Take me back home with you.
Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well? To see him delusional like this, obsessing over an inanimate metal object? I want to say something
laugh,
to him,
fuck
but
it,
I
the
don't know
butt-
how
Dude!
I can convince him. I don't know if he'll listen to me.
Press M to go back to work.
Oh, I'll try anyway. Stanley, can you hear me? Listen to me. It's just a bucket. It can't think, it can't talk. All it will ever truly do for you is effectively transfer a liquid from one location to a different location.
It's more than you've ever
That's
done for me,
it.
punk.
It doesn't do anything else.
I'm going to take the bucket again. Don't listen to the loud man. Press K for us to go back home.
You see, he's not listening. He's still taking orders from
Psychological
the
horror.
bucket. You know, once upon a time, it was me he took orders from. Me he trusted and listened to.
Oh,
now,
you
all
got
he cares about
replaced.
is this
Wah,
awful bucket.
wah.
This stupid hunk of metal. It's sad, but I suppose he doesn't need me anymore. From now on, he's just going to cling to this bucket, this cold, empty bucket, this sort of shiny bucket. Well, I'll give it this. The bucket does have a nice shine.
See, the
to it.
narrator's starting to get it. We could do a little polycule. You believe I'm real, don't you, Stanley?
Yes, I suppose on closer inspection that it doesn't quite look like your average hardware store bucket.
It's got an
just a
evil
little
power
more-
about it.
What am I trying to say? Sturdier, more capable of transporting liquid.
He started
Like
to
it
tweak,
would be
bro.
better at moving an amount of water from one room to another.
Hi, Luna. I'm making love to a bucket. Press T to relive this same day with me over and over.
Oh my God, what am I saying? Better at carrying water from room to room. It's a
It's a bucket!
It's literally just a bucket. Why do I feel some need to point out the ways in which it's so much more than just a regular
Because secretly
bucket?
you get it, narrator. Secretly you get it. Press G to go home to work to home to work to home.
Oh no.
Thank you for the sub, my sticks are
I'm
pro.
having feelings for the bucket. No.
I'm having
What's going
feelings
on?
with romantically
Why do I
lit
want to
candles.
be with the bucket?
The first canonical
Hear what the
appearance
bucket
of
has to
Stanley's
say.
bedroom.
Do anything it asks. What's wrong with me? I don't understand. Perhaps if I had the bucket, this would be less confusing. Yes.
You can't have
The
it.
bucket could tell me what to do in this troublesome situation. Stanley, give me the bucket. Give it to me. Give me the bucket, Stanley.
No!
I need it. Give it to me now. Give it. Or
No! No! Go back to work, Stanley. Give me my bucket. Give me the bucket.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Don't tell me.
What could
Don't
it
tell me
mean?
it's gone.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
the good old bucket.
You're still here.
Just Stanley and the bucket, off on another thrilling adventure together.
All right, guys, I'm gonna run an ad break real quick. I gotta take a quick little pee pee, and then I'll be back. Fuck it, the bucket. Never heard a more apt quote, huh? Contact high. Is that a real bucket emote? Doesn't look like a bucket. Alright, I'm back. The bucket can rust, not this one. Maybe your lame-ass bucket, Insomni. Alright, what haven't I done yet? I'm going to do the staircase ending. Actually, let's start with the broom. Let's do the broom closet thing.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
411.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's
Cringe and
warmth
gay.
and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers.
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy? It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it.
Oh,
now.
it really just wants
It's
me to
a
leave.
Bucket. It belongs in a
He'll-
broom
like,
closet.
he thinks he'll
That's
either
what
give
the
up the
broom
bucket
closet
or
is
get out of
trying
the
to
broom
say here.
closet.
It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley.
Why does he sound
Don't
like
give in.
Stewie?
Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket. This is your companion.
You can't have
and
it.
lifelong friend. You can't hand it over. Oh no. We're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk, that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket? Stanley, I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined. And wait, now
Why is
the
there a
broom
radioactive
closet has
symbol
the
down there?
gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends? That your relationship is purely superficial and convenient?
Oh, that's
That your
cold.
life is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner? Well, I never.
That's
Go on,
evil.
Stanley.
That's evil.
Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments.
Listen, man,
Expand
this
on
is
the
my
wide
bucket.
variety of
You can't have it.
experiences You and the
It's
bucket have
my
shared
bucket.
together.
You can't
Go
have
through
it, man.
each of them
It's
point
my
by
bucket.
point. Share your journal entries detailing the rich emotional landscape of your feelings for the bucket, as they have changed and evolved over the years. Let him have it.
Insomni, you are not, you are wrong. Also, you guys know what I forgot to promote at the start of stream? You guys know what I forgot to promote at the start of stream? I swear to God, I just need to mention this. Like, it's not gonna take long. It's for a stream on Friday. I just forgot to set it up. I'm doing a If I Get Scared, I Drink on Friday. If you guys wanna, I just forgot to change the command thing. Basically just submit that, I guess. Sorry, I forgot to mention that, but it's here now. So, not to worry, but that's all, Exclamation mark scare, short video or a scary image. Yeah.
Okay, I've got you something which I think will help settle this debate once and for all. Here we go. There.
Property of
Now it's
Stanley.
settled. No more debate, no more discussion. Take a hike, broom closet, with all your meandering philosophical diatribes
Yeah,
about the
if you guys
nature
wanna
of
submit a
cleaning
thing,
supplies
use that
and their
command.
relationship to broom closets in the natural order of things.
Property of Stanley sticker. That feels demeaning, man. He's
All
got
right,
his own
I've got a
agency.
second sticker back here, and I'm going to slap it on as well because I think it's appropriate. See? I feel that it works because the sticker is also a bucket.
Dude, he's a fucking genius.
That way, if you're ever unsure whether the thing you're holding is a bucket or not, you can look down at this sticker and say to yourself, "Ah, it's a bucket."
Oh,
There really
it is
a
a bucket.
wide variety of applications for this sticker.
What if I just stay in here a little longer? I like the stickers. I want more. More
You
stickers,
know what?
please.
I could take the name-calling and the dismissal of your kinship with the bucket, but now the broom closet is just giving us the silent treatment. And to be honest, I'm sick of the pettiness on display. You can stay here all you like, but I've had it with this impetulant room of cleaning supplies. Easily the most childish such room I've ever been in. I'll see you outside, and we can get on with the story about you and your bucket.
Well, I got my bucket with the tramp stamps on it, so I'm good to go.
Coming
Down
to a
we go.
staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
I'm not gonna do that. Oh, Stanley!
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines.
They're
Remember,
actually collectibles,
no
huh?
reward for collecting all of these.
Yo,
Only
Mike, thank you for the raid,
intrinsic
man.
Pleasure
I'm
of a
playing
job
Stanley
well
Parable
done.
too.
You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried.
Tramp stamps?
So,
Maybe.
I implore you
Allegedly.
to savor each and every moment you come across one of these
How was your
beautiful
stream, man?
figurines.
What'd y'all get up to? I'm playing. I played Stanley Parable for the first time on Friday. This is my first time playing Ultra Deluxe. Just back to back in it.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that.
Yeah,
And
that
in
wouldn't be
such a
good.
competitive economy, why
This
had he
game
taken
sucks.
that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe
No, I'm not
thought to
crazy.
himself,
Is this just the
"Maybe
same dream
I am
ending?
crazy."
Is this just
He
the
looked
same
down at
dream
the
ending,
bucket
or
in
is
his
it
arms.
different?
Am I crazy? He asked the bucket.
I did ask the bucket that,
returned his gaze, but said nothing at all.
which is uncharacteristic of the
That's
bucket.
strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of
Fecal
guidance
funny
and wisdom
forever.
for me in difficult times such as these. He held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort. And that's when Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket. It's just a normal, everyday
No!
bucket.
No, it
Someone
says property
else's
of
bucket,
Stanley on
perhaps.
it.
How did
How
I
could
end
that
up
be
with
possible?
someone else's bucket? This is all terribly wrong. Surely no good would come from this. Who knows what sorts of bizarre hallucinations Stanley might experience without the
No!
psychological
No, it's
driving
gone!
presence of
No!
the bucket.
No, they took the fucking
He
bucket!
noticed the rooms were repeating, which was, of course, very odd.
Not my main concern
Now
at the
he felt
moment.
himself floating off the ground. Oh, gracious, he exclaimed. Without my bucket, I've gone truly mad.
No!
Where is it? I must find it. Far off in the distance now,
Bucket.
he heard it, calling to him.
Bucket?
Stanley! Stanley, it's
Me,
me!
the bucket.
Could it truly be?
I'll save
He
you!
rushed forward from room to
I'll
room,
save you!
passing by one bucket
No!
after the next. None of
Wait.
them were his.
No.
None of them were his special
Mine
bucket.
has the stickers on it.
Come to me, Stanley! Find me!
No, what?
He had to find the bucket. He had to return to his old friend. It was the only
My
way to
bucket
truly
has the
restore
stickers
his
on it. I
sanity.
know it when I
Then
see it.
suddenly, He froze dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from. The real bucket was inside of him all along.
But mine has a sticker on it.
It was incredibly painful. Stanley doubled over in agony and blacked out.
Ouch. I fall onto the floor.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Same one? Same woman? You a bucket addict?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed.
Yeah, it is a lot
picked
more
up her
dramatic
bucket
this
of
time
comfort
around.
and security, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted
she has
by
my
the body
bucket.
of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Right away, she knew what the problem was. This man had no bucket. Of course, he'd gone mad, ranting and raving about a narrator describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game. It could all have been prevented if only he'd taken his bucket with him.
It was stolen from me.
Perhaps he didn't even realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place. How cruel the world can be, Mariella thought.
I'd be so mad
And she
too.
hugged her own bucket even tighter. But of course, she had no time for this. There were a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work, for which her bucket would provide
violence of
absolute guidance
normalization.
and total clarity on everything. Heck yes, she thought to herself, my life kicks ass. And she backflipped all the way to work.
Good for you, broad. Ugh. Rub it in my face, why don't you, a little more? First Kwite stream, welcome.
All of his co-workers were gone.
What?
What could it mean?
What happened?
Stanley decided to go
This
to
isn't
the
right.
meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed him. Where are we going today? The bucket asked.
Everything
Stanley
changed.
just smiled. Anywhere they went together would be perfectly fine with. Stanley clutched the bucket
What the
tightly
fuck
to his
happened?
chest
It's
and
blue
entered
now.
the door on his left.
Why are you blue? I'm blue. If I was green, I would die.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him. Telling
Okay,
him
today
that the
we are going to
employee lounge
unplug the
was
phone.
simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct?
No.
Was this no? Never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to
No,
go
I didn't.
back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes.
Oh,
Go there.
Oh,
Go
I
to the
figured.
cargo
Oh,
lift.
something new. Something new. Oh, guys, I figured it out.
Another miniature
I figured it
Stanley
out!
figurine.
I did it!
This, you know, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini stands? Stanley figs? What about Stanlerine?
I like Stanlerines
Yes,
a lot.
I think I like that. Another Stanlerine under your belt.
I did it, guys. I did it. Okay, balance, balance. This is Minecraft parkour. Parkour civilization. The vent. What's in here, though? What the hell? Oh, this is ominous. At least I have my trusty comforting bucket with me. Huh. A lot of Betamaxes here. Can I fall off? Okay, no. What is this?
Okay, this is day number 295.
Narrator
number-
sound system.
I don't even know. I've lost track. Nothing feels real anymore. The longer I study this bucket, the less sense anything makes.
Oh.
The sheer euphoria I feel every time I
It sounds like
up.
Gummy Goo. It does. Wait, you're right.
No matter how many
Could be the
times
same voice
I've done
actor.
it, it's always the same feeling. And the emptiness in my chest
Euphoria.
when I set it down. It doesn't make sense. There's no explanation for it. I still haven't figured out why I see the world.
It's like putting on the
so
glasses from They Live,
differently when this
just like
bucket
opposite.
is in my arms.
Physical blue pill. No
Why
no consumption needed.
everything feels so. What do I do with this treasure? I can monetize it. Yes. It's unthinkable the amounts of money people will pay for even just an hour with the bucket. This is my golden ticket. But I have to be careful, because as soon as this gets out, there's going to be a target on my back. Even now, I don't know who might be trying to get...
Oh, he got.
What's that? Who's there?
What? Is that like... Is that a thing in demonology? Gambarata? They got his ass. Statement ends ass tape. Damn, they really did get his ass.
Good morning. Thank you for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation. We are confirming your shipment of 1,327 cardboard boxes to your place of work. Can you verify that this is correct? Excellent. Your
Oh,
order
I did
will
it!
arrive
I did it!
shortly. Thank you again for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation.
Okay, the Future Happiness Foundation. Time to unplug the phone. I love that the stickers stay. I love that the stickers stay on
a
it.
humble bucket, a committed bucket, a bucket of culture and distinction.
I'm glad the narrator's come
Stanley
around on the
clutched
bucket, you know?
tightly to his This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Watch me walk past
And
it,
here
dumbass.
it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this no? Never mind.
Cats
The
dream
bucket
for
was
real. We love
wrong.
cardboard boxes. You're goddamn
Stanley
right, Smoke
took the
does.
door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
Get well someday.
Said the bucket.
Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Good, said the bucket. Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not
Yeah,
to
the
think
lighting on
about
the
this
reflections of the
obvious
bucket is
fact.
good.
He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Strafed.
In here,
Said the bucket.
go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Kwite is the bucket? Yeah, I'm the dude whispering to Stanley's ear.
Now pick up the phone.
Said the bucket.
Pick up.
No.
Oh, hold on. Why did you unplug the phone? Were you trying to resist the bucket's orders? Stanley, I was joking. Obviously, the bucket isn't talking to you and telling you to do things. Buckets can't talk. It was a joke. Don't you get the joke?
I've
It's
seen the
funny,
alternate
Stanley.
ending.
A talking bucket.
Can't you see? Oh, goodness. I must have really bungled up the delivery if you actually took me seriously. Where did I mess up the joke? Should I have paused for longer or spoken
Sound less
quicker?
urgent.
Oh, comedic timing is so difficult. I wish I were better at it. But there isn't
should take tips
exactly
from
an
Kwite, the funniest
instructional
person
video
ever.
on comedy that one can watch to fully... Oh, wait, yes, there is. It's sitting right here. Let's take a look.
Okay.
What is comedic timing? What is comedic timing? How does
Ooh,
it
with
work?
the timing.
How long should it last? How can it be used to effectively silence your political enemies? And more importantly,
Effectively
can it be
silence
taught
your
in its
political
entirety
enemies.
within
More
90
relevant than
seconds?
ever.
Thankfully, the answer to all of these
The
questions
Stanley
is
Parable was released
yes.
before the first Trump
Let's dive
administration.
deeper. If you've ever told a joke or made someone laugh, in all likelihood, you did it while standing 50 to 80 centimeters from them in a room of no more than 76 degrees Fahrenheit, with one of your arms raised straight upward at a 15-degree angle from your body. These are the optimal
Wait, no, I
conditions
do that
for
in
good
videos, don't I?
comedic timing. To begin the joke, start by stating and spelling your name. Next,
Kwite,
provide a brief
K-W-I-T-E.
synopsis of the joke, including the specific times at which the recipient of the joke will laugh, and
Just a
then
white paper on
spell
them?
out your name a second time.
K-W-I-T-E.
With these steps complete, it's time to begin the humor. Speak the entire joke in no more than 18 seconds and no less than 13 and a half, pausing only for bathroom breaks when necessary. When the joke has concluded, it is customary to
I am not
inform
lowering
your
my
listener
hand
that
by
the joke is
45
over
degrees.
by
I am
declaring in
not
your
doing
loudest
that shit.
possible voice, "I'm Dunny with the funny."
Oh my god.
Let's practice screaming, "I'm Dunny with the funny" now.
Fucking Greylock faces. I'm Denny with the funny.
Good. This saying is a perfect example of expectations management, which is the cornerstone of good comedy. Finally, it's time to hand out surveys. Collecting hard data from
Can I
your
get a tip
audience on
for
how
my good
rapt they
joke?
were throughout the joke is the only way to grow or learn as a comedian. An effective survey should be no less than 10 pages long and should include the same question reprinted several times, just to ensure the survey taker is actually paying attention and not simply filling in answers at random.
I'll
And
know
that's
if you
all
answer
there is.
differently between
With
the two.
these strategies at your disposal, you'll have audiences doubled over in laughter.
Do the
and
top
even
right
tripled
face,
over in
Luke
laughter
Skywalker, the
in
top
no
left.
time at all. Just remember to let them stop laughing at some point, you gut-busting little scamp.
You will kill them if they don't
After
stop.
all, we're each of us needed on the front lines of the war to fight the 12-legged invader who threaten our very existence, and who very likely die in a hailstorm of bullets and mandibles. All of us must be prepared to give our
Helldiver's
lives
ad.
to this noble cause, just as our children must do after us, and their children after them. Godspeed, and may Earth reign supreme.
Okay, now it's really got an analog on us, huh? Okay, all tomorrow.
Hey, goodness, this video is a little outdated, isn't it? Well, no matter. I think the fundamentals of proper comedic timing are still as relevant today as they were back then.
Shout out
So
child
with that
soldiers.
in mind, I believe the only way forward
Put the
is for us
Where
to
did the
return
bucket
to
sticker
two
go?
doors
The bucket
and
sticker
walk through
disappeared.
all
The
of this
bucket sticker
again,
disappeared.
So I can try telling my story with more appropriate comedic delivery. Come along, let's head back.
What happened? What happened to it? What happened to what happened to the bucket sticker? What happened to it? No, it's not a bucket anymore.
I can feel it. This time, I'm really going to nail the delivery. You'll be in stitches. A talking bucket, you'll say? How ridiculous. How absurd. What a hilarious concept. The king of comedy. That's what you'll call me. Thank goodness we have the instructional video.
It's been
Otherwise,
switched with an
who knows
imposter.
where we'd be right now.
The bucket became a
But I
pail.
wouldn't be the king of comedy, that's for sure. The bucket spoke to Stanley.
The bucket spoke.
The bucket spoke. Oh, I'll figure it out on the fly. No need to overthink things.
I can't climb onto the place anymore. This is an imposter bucket. A bucketus? Yeah, fuck it. I don't know why I just like spamming the click. Yeah, even the voice is different, man. This is a different individual in my hands.
Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of 2 open doors, they entered the door on the left.
Should I follow what the narrator says? Like, does it change anything? Or, like, can I, like, just fuck around with him? There was a bucket among us. I am asking for direction here. Insomnia? Insomnia? Any advice? Ask the bucket. I can't really trust the bucket right now because it doesn't have the sticker verifying that it is the bucket. Left? Okay.
No. You were supposed to go through the door on the right, leading back to the phone. Did you not even look at the instructional video? I think this is all covered very clearly. There's no way I can make the comedic timing work now. It's done. The joke is completely done and over. It's all your fault, Stanley.
Should have been funny the first time.
I'm going to be ridiculed in the community of other joke writers. I'm going to be shamed at every one of our meetings from now on. All because you couldn't watch a simple video and take a hint. Are you proud of yourself for bringing me down, Stanley? Are you proud?
A tad. It's a little funny.
Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of 2 open doors, they entered the door on the left. No. You were supposed to go through the door on the right.
Okay, I think this is redundant. Okay, so just right. It's like that last one.
Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of 2 open doors, they entered the door on the left.
Oh, he switched it up this time. He was saying door on the right, now he's saying left. Wait, no. I think it just hard.
No.
Okay, yeah, right this time.
Go through the door on the right, leading back.
Okay, I get it. I got mixed up. I got my wires crossed. I forgot what the original dialogue was.
Came to a set of 2 open doors, they entered the door on the left.
What the fuck?
What? We're back at the phone already? No. What's going on? There was supposed to be several rooms leading up to this. There was supposed to be a build-up to this point. A dramatic display of remarkable comedic wit, which culminates in this scene with the phone. But now the timing.
The phone's still unplugged,
off.
So we ain't getting no calls.
Well, not the way it was meant to. And it's all my fault. I must have forgotten that the phone room comes immediately after the 2 doors room. What
no,
an
I don't think so.
Mistake.
I think reality's unraveling.
I don't deserve the title of King of Comedy. I'm nothing. I'm not even the lowliest joke-telling whelp. I think I need to go back and rewatch that instructional video again. Yes, surely that will help me improve my...
No, when it comes back, the other sticker's gonna be gone!
Stanley, you love the bucket so much it's like you... it's as though all of your other most prized possessions pale in comparison. Yes. Well, let me try.
He sounded specifically like Stewie in that.
I heard that you are pale with shame over how unabashedly in love with a bucket you are.
This is a little less sad than when he was like wondering where Stanley was.
Pale with shame. Pale with shame. Pale.
You pale in comparison to this bucket, buddy. Stop trying.
Stanley, this bucket is so mental. I think I saw it playing guitar. No. We're getting away from making fun of Stanley's obsession with the bucket, which was the whole point of this. I'm no good at these jokes. I need more instructional videos. That's exactly what it is. That's what will make me the king of comedy again. More
I'm done with the funny
videos. Let's see.
All right, what's next?
All of his co-workers were...
The fucking boxes!
No, this isn't the right office, is it? Is this Stanley's office?
The boxes, dude! The boxes, it actually makes a material difference. It locks you off from certain endings. Awesome. Figurine Finders Committee meeting today in the meeting room. Oh, the sticker's back.
The embrace of an old friend.
Jesus Christ, yeah, we really did get... I wonder if it's exactly the number of boxes on the shipping thing. What haven't we done yet? What haven't we done yet? Thankfully, it's a
Stanley
real bucket
clutched
now.
the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Escape ending? Did we jump out the window with the bucket? I don't think so. The figurines? I don't know if I want to do all the figurines, man. Like, I'm getting a little sleepy. Have you done the infinite hole? Yeah. Yeah, I have. Insomnia, which one should I be doing? Yeah, I did go down the stairs. Go to the meeting. The escape rocket? Was the... Oh, yeah, like, you gotta pump fake the, door. There will be a reward for finding them all? Trust the completionist instinct. Why wouldn't they just tell us something will happen? This investigation, this room, they feel pointless. It's so worth... The figurines are so worth it. Okay, I might have to make a G-subs then. Let me do the,
Coming to a staircase,
let me do
Stanley and
the
bucket
executive...
walked
Let me do
upstairs
the
to
pump fake on the
boss's
boss's
office.
room first, though.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication
I think
of
I kept
any
it open
human
with my
life.
cheeks.
Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire, if not for the soothing presence of the bucket.
Did I break it?
Even now, in his
I
darkest
break
of
it?
hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark...
Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little
Well,
Stanley
there's one at
figurines.
least.
And now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think, Stanley? What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you
Thank you for the
get
5
from
gift
seeing a
subs,
small
Mossy, is
number
fine.
in the corner of your screen
I
go
seem
up
to be
by
very
one?
good at
Let me
getting...
sit on it.
breaking
I'm
the
sure it
game
will
in
come to
specific
me.
ways. How'd you fuck the door? No idea. It made the bathroom open, apparently. It made the bathroom open, apparently. I can't even do... Oh, there we go. Fixed it. I fixed it. I fixed it. Don't worry, guys. I'm a handy repairman. Am I going straight or down? Or back to where I started? That's a soft lock? Apparently not. Can you imagine if I found out and like I figured out another soft lock on a blind playthrough? In the ether we go. You are now leaving. Okay. Big walk we go. Ambient bucket sounds, dude. $7.56. $7.57. Is there a bucket hanging on the ceiling? Perhaps. $7.58. It just feels kind of like the walk, like the stairway to heaven. Faded. 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 I done grew up around some people living their life in bottles. The escape pod! Let's go. Let's leave. Oh. It's okay, property of Stanley. Don't cry. No, don't separate me. Don't make me leave. No. It's what has to be done, Bucket. You have to go on. You have to go on. No, I don't want to leave, Stanley! Stanley, I don't want to go! I'm sorry, little Bucky. You have to. Carry on our mission. Fuck my big Chungus life.
How wonderful. Stanley was alone. Finally. This is great, he thought to himself. This is what I've wanted all along.
Oh no, the bucket's gone!
I got what I wanted.
The bucket's actually gone! No! 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 It's actually gone! Did we lock ourselves out? Fuck, there's consequences to your actions, fuck! Please tell me a restart will bring it back, please.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room to check on his co-workers. He never functioned well by himself.
Replacement bucket.
Constantly needed
Cool.
support and guidance. And try not to lose this one too, you dolt.
Oh. Jerk.
Stanley clung the bucket to his cheek.
I went through a lot.
Could his co-workers really all be gone? Yes, whispered the bucket into Stanley's ear.
We've done it. We've escaped from that dull office and that pesky narrator. At last, out here in the white void, we are alone. Now, and for the first time, I can reveal to you my true self.
The bucket began to tell Stanley of its life and its history, of the countless wars it witnessed, desecrating the land and lives of untold numbers of innocent humans, and the bucket's own complicity therein, of sadness and regret, and the many years it spent dwelling on the actions it might have taken to curb the madness and the decay, if only it had been stronger, of hope and redemption, and its crusade to uplift the stock of life for the common man, to manifest justice where none existed, and the bittersweet reality of time, to see one's dreams and wishes met halfway, meted out in parcels like charity, and abandoned as soon as the warm glow of inspiration begins to dim. The opportunities to do so much more. There was so much it could have done, perhaps, the bucket wondered to itself. Perhaps, if it had seen its own darkness with a clearer perception. This was way too much for Stanley.
What are you talking about?
He screamed.
Is that the first time I've canonically said anything?
To this, the bucket furrowed its brow.
No,
Said the bucket.
not since the evil wizard Gambhorata.
Oh, there
first
is lore
ensnared
here.
me
That's
in
the
his
second time we've heard that.
machinations as payback for the sacred amulet
And
I
from
stole
not the
from his
narrator, so
treasured
it's real.
vaults. I was young back then and could not conceive the ramifications of. No!
Stanley screamed even louder this time.
This is stupid! You are a bucket!
Kratos bucket?
This is so stupid! Why are we even doing this?
As Stanley screamed and screamed and screamed, the bucket revealed its true form, transforming into a mighty beast of untold power, its fangs glistening like... My God, Stanley.
It bleeds?
You saved us from the bucket.
I did
Thank
what-
God you already had all 12 emblems of sages.
We killed
and knew
it?
the incantations to summon their true power. Otherwise, we would have easily been overwhelmed by the bucket's power. I'm speechless. You've demonstrated such bravery here today. Come, let's restart the game, and we'll agree to never again go trifling with this bucket.
The
nor
bucket
the
bleeds.
dark magic cast away inside of it.
Jesus. That's Gore of my comfort character. If I look at the bucket again, is it going to be covered in blood?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. The bucket made Stanley want to be a better man and a better co-worker.
Okay, fellas, I'll be right back. I do want to do the figurine endings. I'm just gonna run a quick ad break so I can grab something to drink. Even metal shall bleed. By the time I'm done, the only thing in this world that lives will be metal. G-subs. Ugh. Nothing like a 10 p.m. G-subs, yeah?
In time, perhaps, he would become both of those things.
Okay, what should I do next? What should I do next? Have you done the confusion ending? Which one's the confusion ending? Is that's the one where, like, you go downstairs on the lift, right? Because I think I had, like, where you have the intervention. Hello, yeah, I did that one. So... Should I think there's figurines, and I haven't done the turn off the machine mind control.
Stanley
Is the
clutched
ending...
the bucket tightly to his chest and entered
Lots
the
of
door
left
on
door
his
endings? Okay, let me look for the figurine ones. Go to the mind control There will be a reward for finding them all. Somewhere both red and blue. Nearby a fireplace. Okay, so I think I need to do the red and blue thing without the bucket to get one of them, right? And then nearby a fireplace, that's gotta be the, confusion ending, right? Okay. Let's do the fireplace one first.
Wait, Stanley thought to himself. Am I sure that the orders stopped
Not
coming
confusion?
in?
Or boss's
How is that
office?
possible? They
Boss?
Not everyone is so lucky to have a bucket, but Stanley is a very lucky fellow. Very lucky indeed. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
How can we find them? I'm happy that I found
Coming
4
to
of them
a
on my own.
staircase,
I feel smart.
Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
We've already done the escape ending with the bucket.
Stepping into his manager's office,
Fireplace.
Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire, if not for the soothing presence
So,
of the
like,
bucket.
do I have to open the
Even
thing?
now, in his darkest
Yeah,
of
no.
hours, did the
By a
bucket's warmth and
fireplace.
guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him, always. The bucket would. And he knew it. The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845.
Maybe it's on the desk? In the desk? Nope. When Stanley came to us, he went to the door on his left.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs, trying to input, but Stanley
So
guessed
behind
the
the
correct
fireplace?
code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
There you are, baby.
You're getting close now, Stanley. You've nearly gotten all of the Figler and Marines. Very soon, you'll collect the last one, and then the first number will equal the second number, and that will be it. We'll be different people by then. Different in the sense that we used to have none of them, and now we have them all. You can't go back to when you had no Figler and Marines. None of us can.
Keep going up and down the elevator. Is the escape ending with the bucket like the one where it has the sign that says escape? I did the up and down on the thing last time.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control
Like, is this ending
Facility."
different? You could do that museum. Okay, let's find out.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death. The door behind them was not shut. Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Don't count on it.
At this point, Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
I love how, like, the condition for the every ending being different is just picking up the bucket. If not, you're just playing Stanley Parable 1. I was hoping it was broken and I wouldn't die.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley and the bucket inched
I love
closer
lead!
to their
G-Subs
demise,
flavor.
Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be. To be sure, it puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket, but what use
Jump
is
it?
a sense
I didn't
of
even
ease
use all my
when you're
jumps and
about
it doesn't
to
let me
crush to
jump.
death? This is what Stanley thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time.
I kicked
carrying
myself
the
before I
bucket
kicked the
everywhere.
bucket.
Farewell, Stanley.
Bye, narrator. You're pretty cool.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to an end, as it was crushed violently to death.
Nice. Stanley Parable. Where's the number 2?
It was a shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket. It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way, but this one stood above the rest. It was a glorious bucket to behold.
The bucket welcomes you to their grand exhibit. You are standing at the precipice of knowledge. Much like a bucket itself, the human mind is frequently empty within a cavernous void, but through use of the exhibit, the mind becomes enriched. Knowledge of the bucket and its history are the only true knowledge we have. Will you take what you learn here out with you to the world? Will you accept with an open mind that what may be challenging about the information in the exhibit? Okay, sure. No, it's like a well, is it?
Can you see how
Yeah,
arrogant
it is.
it was for Stanley to take a bucket like this and to claim it for his own? Can you see the
25
hubris
buckets.
that blinded him? Can you see that the bucket is far more noble than Stanley will ever be in
A
his
bucket
short
with 2
life?
handles? It's too dangerous and recklessly experimental. Every year, dozens are put to death just for attempting it. Inferno bucket. It was in the medieval era. It was so powerful and alluring that it drove nations to war and billions died. How profound. Bucket, bucket, bucket. Cave drawing of bucket.
No man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one. It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
The hanging bucket. Give it to me.
But there is something we can do.
Become the
something
bucket.
we can do together, you and I, that will right this terrible wrong.
Die.
Let Stanley die. Let him be crushed by the machine. Don't reset the game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket. We can save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools and implements if only we let Stanley die together.
What's the verdict, team? What's the verdict, team? What's the verdict, team? Well, we're not picking up the bucket for the next run anyways.
As ruler, as leader, as commander of a new world, a new vision.
Guilty. Guilty. Okay, to blue and red it
All of
is.
his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Not this
Perhaps
time, buddy,
he had simply
sorry.
missed a memo.
Bucket, more like schmucket.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it
Shadow
perfectly
Wizard
well.
Money Gang.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
I was not going to stop
And
at
here
all.
it was, the lounge. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I, in fact, did not do that.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not.
Day 500
I realize
without
that
a curator,
investing
I
your
miss her so
trust in
badly.
someone
She
else
killed
can be
us.
difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's
We
someone
love
you've been
casting
neglecting,
spells.
Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about.
What? Really?
Yes.
I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you?
Yes.
Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want
The
to
tape
help
room
you,
is
to
difficult
show
without
you
the
something
bucket.
beautiful. Look, let me prove it.
Hi.
And there it is.
The last Stiggly
Stiggly
Wiggly.
Savor this moment, Stanley. This is a real accomplishment. This is doing something just for the sake of doing it. Where so many people expect to be rewarded for the most trivial achievements, you've insisted that a job well done is its own reward. I would tell you that I'm proud of you for collecting them all, but that would be like a reward, and we can't have that.
It's a bucket.
So,
If it's a bucket,
instead, I'll
fuck it.
just say,
Jesus Christ.
It's done. We're all done here. And now we can go to whatever the hell you were doing before you hunted for figurines.
All right, so is the reward there being a
Now
joke?
listen carefully, this is important.
No. Number go up.
Stanley, I'm sorry. but
What
I
the
have to put
fuck?
a pause on
What the
things.
fuck?
It's those figurines. Those figglers. I haven't stopped thinking about them since you nabbed every
That
last
tripped me
one.
out. That tripped me
Wasn't
out.
it just the most intrinsically fulfilling moment of your entire life?
Well, I guess I got
Didn't
the
it
question
fill you to the
answered.
brim with inner richness? Yes, I know we're supposed to be telling a story, but won't you please indulge me with one more trip back to the memory zone?
Yes.
I would love nothing more than to revisit the figurines. Just one more time.
I haven't been to the memory zone in some time. Memory zone, when Stanley found the collectibles. Ooh, the secret basement.
Here's where it all began. The first collectible. Back then, we had no idea of how many of them we'd find. Sure, it said 6 right there on the screen, but how could we know for certain? We were so innocent. We'll never be like that again, Stanley.
You just fucking take another one, sure, why not?
And here was a second Stanlerine. I'll be honest, back then I had no faith in you to find any of them. let
8 of
alone
6.
But you continue to surprise me in all sorts of mundane, unremarkable ways.
Hey, thanks, man.
Okay, let's do a little quiz. Which of these rooms was the room you found your third mini Stan? Can you remember?
Yes. I'm really smart, so of course I can.
Hey, that's exactly right.
That's
it
a new
was here
path.
in the warehouse. It was the third one. You picked it up, and then after that, you had 3 of them.
Hey, I wonder
I'm
if, like,
glad
the
these
layout's
moments are
actually
so
unique.
crystal clear in your memory, but I shouldn't be surprised. After all, science tells us that it's impossible to forget your third time doing anything.
Where to next?
Let's see, what came next? Oh yes, we found a Figley in this pink room. Oh well, I can't actually say
No,
I
the fuck
remember
we
being
did
in
not!
this room, but it's here in the memory zone, so it
No,
must
the
have
fuck it did not! What the hell? Something is very wrong. This looks like the pop-up Louis Vuitton store in LA in 2019. I was there. Okay, this one happened at least.
This was the 5th mini-Stan, and this one was really something special. It was behind the boss's office. I remember it so
But it was
clearly.
over here.
In
It wasn't
fact,
over here.
Because this one is particularly special to me, I made a little video to commemorate the occasion. Enjoy.
Who made this? The guy doing the monument mythos? Just... What's that over there? It's mini stand number 5, baby! You found it behind the boss's office. Thanks for watching. Credits, directed by the narrator, edited by the narrator, music by the narrator, produced by the narrator, best by the narrator, starring Stanley, copyright the narrator.
Takes you back, doesn't it? I spent a lot of time making that video.
I can
but
tell,
it
I
was
recognized
8
all the
minutes
presets
I
you
wouldn't have
used.
spent on anything else.
I don't like the sound of roiling lava.
And then, Stanley, then we came to the last collectible, the final figurine, right here by the red and blue doors. This memory is the most distinct and clear in my mind, perhaps because
school
it
video
was
project.
the one that happened more recently than all the others. Who can truly say how the mind works? All I know is that
I
this
want
is
my
the
13
moment where you picked up
collectible.
a Figly, and I thought to myself, yes, that's
There's
all
a
of them.
13th. Let
They're
me go to the
all
boss's bathroom
collected.
again.
It was a moment unlike any other. Except for the other moments picking up figurines, which it was exactly like.
The illusion of choice. You are in the present.
And then there was no more. Because we've caught up to the present moment. Nothing left to do but move onward into the future. Goodbye, Memory Zone.
That what the hell was happening with that pink room?
No, I'm not done. I'm not ready to move on. Stop the loading screen. Isn't there some way we can stay here, keep enjoying these figurines?
Yes,
Let's
yes, there
just
must
go
be.
backwards. We'll do the Memory Zone again from the opposite direction. See how that feels.
Yeah! That's what I like.
Okay, yes, the room with the red and blue doors.
Give me
I
that shit.
remember this. I must say, of all the figurines we looked at in our initial tour of the Memory Zone, this one is the most distinct and clear in my mind.
Yeah, the false
Let's
loading
keep
screen
going. I
bit is
want
good.
more.
All right.
And here's where I made that video. Don't you remember the video we watched?
Yes.
Yes.
Super cut.
I love that video.
Good bit.
Still don't remember the pink room, Stanley. Still no memory of this one. Good
Yeah, I
room,
don't
though.
like it.
A solid room.
Yeah, solidly fucking mortifying. Box. There's a box up there, and there's a bucket up there. What is the importance of it all? Whoa there, buddy. Real.
These really were a treat to hunt down. You know, if there had been any kind of reward for finding all of these, it really would have neutered the intrinsic joy of collecting them. I'm very glad we resisted the temptation. Next one.
Can I check out the boss's bathroom this time? Guess not. Guess not. I've been cheated out of looking at that beautiful toilet. Wait. I heard noises. Maybe it's open now? Open! Open! Why is Kwite acting like he doesn't remember the pink
This
room?
was our second Figly. Don't you remember? Yes, I remember it too. The past is truly a wonderful thing. Why does anyone ever choose to leave it? Keep going.
Never move on, ever.
This is it. The very first one we found
Yeah.
in the exhibit where I introduced
Genuinely
you to the
compelling, like, art
figurines.
design here.
Oh,
Very
I
unsettling.
want more memories, Stanley. I want to keep going. What else is there? What came before this?
Collect them all. Can you find them? The big... Oh, that... Okay, you know what? I finally understand what the big statue is. Jesus Christ. The jump circle?
Look, it's the terrible new content that we were originally sold on. I remember hating it back then, but time does put a rosy filter on everything. In fact, I dare say I'm actually quite fond of it now. Look how much fun the past is. I want more. More memories.
You know what? Let's give it a jump just for good old time's sake. 1.
Oh, yes, the 2 doors. Who could have forgotten that? A classic memory, this one.
An illusion of choice. You'll love to see it.
And before everything else, there was your office. Is there anything else? Was there something that came before your office?
The intro?
There's something I feel I can remember. I can remember.
What's he... What is he up to? What is he doing?
Yes, I'm remembering something now. I remember before this whole story got started. Back then I was different. I used to make big decisions. I was passionate. I was skeptical. I
Yeah,
weighed
don't spell
each
skeptical like
decision
that.
with profound thoughtfulness. And then somewhere along the way, I stopped making decisions. I became lazy, and I came up with a character named Stanley to do my thinking for me. He would make the decisions. He would decide which way to go. I would cheer him on as he collected figurines for no reason. Why did I invent Stanley? Was I lonely?
Probably.
Yes, perhaps that's it. Perhaps I needed to imagine I had companionship. And Stanley really did make for a wonderful companion, even if he was a fiction. But I suppose it's grown old. I want to think for myself again.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Don't erase me from the timeline. Don't erase me from the timeline. Don't do it.
Yes, I can be on my own again. I can do it. I'll be stronger this time. I'll take care of myself.
No, you won't.
I
You'll
don't
come running
need
back.
Stanley anymore. Oh, but he truly was so much fun to play with. You know what? Since we're in the memory zone, how about one more good memory? Let's go back just once and give Stanley one more run of the office, and then I'll retire him for good. I did enjoy telling his story so very much. Okay, here we go. This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Stanley is the narrator's bucket. I don't want to play with you anymore.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
So, like, if I do the one more run, does it actually do anything? Bucket meets Stanley. Stanley meet Bucket. Doomed Yowie. I need my emotional support Insomni to tell me what to do. I feel like Stanley and Insomni's my narrator. Flick, 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 flick. Dude, I'm fucking goated. Insomnia is Kwite's bucket. Fall off the platform in the mind control room. Okay.
It takes a lot of humility to carry a bucket so magnificent. Stanley checked his ego and then proceeded on.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
I don't know how to fall off the platform with the bucket, because I tried that last time.
Still
and
no
I couldn't
one
figure
was
it out.
here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more
Have
than
I seen
ever.
Parkour Civilization?
Perhaps
I've done a
his boss's
20-minute
office
video essay
was where
breakdown
he'd
of it.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned
now I have to wait.
to discover
Get on the
not
chair?
an indication of
Oh,
any
okay.
human life.
Will this
Crushed by
playthrough
the
be on
weight of
YouTube?
this
Eventually, yeah.
revelation,
Definitely
Stanley
as
may
like a
have broken
follow-up to the
down
one I
into an
uploaded today.
emotional dumpster fire, if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the
We already
bucket's
did the no
warmth
buckets
and
allowed
guiding
bit.
light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would, and he knew it. The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk.
You can just type the code in?
Nor
No, it
in his
loops the
bliss of
dialogue and
simply being
calls you
near the
impatient.
bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding
Surely.
him? Yes. This is certainly the most logical explanation.
Alright, this is the last ending I'm gonna do.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
There's
What
an epilogue,
horrible
maybe some
secret
other
did
day,
this
man, but
place
we've been going
hold?
for like 3
Stanley
hours
and
plus.
the bucket both wondered to themselves. The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. But just as Stanley was about to proceed further into the mind control
Figured it out.
facility, he tripped
did it.
and fell over the railing and
I
into
did
the
it.
dark
Guys,
void
I did it.
below. Thankfully, he fell directly onto the bucket, which safely cushioned his fall.
Yippee!
Now, what to do next? Stanley wondered. Stanley and the bucket could find no way out of this enormous pit, and so eventually they decided that the best thing to do would be to simply get comfortable down here.
Did we?
So they set up a little couch and relaxed. It really wasn't so bad down here, a bit cold.
Let me sit on the couch.
After some
got a
time
little
had
TV in
gone
the
by,
kitchen.
they installed a few shelves as well, and a sort of kitchenette that was useful for when the bucket was craving paninis.
Oh, I relate to that.
But it wasn't until the rugs and the standing lamps came in
Aw.
that it really started to feel like home. In fact, after some time, Stanley realized that it had been ages since he had even thought of the mind control facility at all.
We definitely need to clean the
He'd
sink, though.
never gotten to fully explore what was up there, never been able to unearth the many mysteries of the mind control
We
facility.
made this house a home!
This lack of closure began to eat at him. Soon he was dwelling on his regrets, and the state of their home slowly decayed as Stanley became withdrawn and neglected the cleaning. It unsettled the bucket deeply. Stanley wasn't usually like this. The bucket tried to reach out to him
Unreality.
again and again, but to no avail. All Stanley could think about, all he could talk about, was going back, doing it over again, staying on the path.
Oh
It was
no.
a mistake to
We
leave
were
the
happy.
path.
We were
It was
happy.
a mistake. It was a mistake. I need to do what the narrator says. I need to see the
Strained
true
marriage
ending.
type beat.
This made no sense at all to the bucket, which was simply trying to live its life down
Bucket
here
doomed
as comfortably
Yowie.
as possible. Yet Stanley was unconsolable.
Why is the
This
couch
isn't an
blue? It
ending.
was red? It was just
This
the
is
lighting.
just a hole in the ground. The bucket sighed. True, it wasn't an ending. But it's where we happen to be. And maybe, possibly, if we accept the reality of things, maybe this will become an ending eventually. It's what the bucket was counting on.
Praying
The
on
two
my
of them
downfall?
waited for a very long time.
Well, did we get what we wanted? 'Tis the question. This game is a fever dream, real. There's so no children by the mountain goats. I'm gonna grab the bucket and turn the phone on.
Stanley cradled the bucket in a gentle embrace, protective yet delicate, assertive yet compassionate.
Hey, Stanley. Stanley, it's me. Just calling to let you know that you left your bucket at home. Silly.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
It's okay. I'm off to pick up groceries soon, so I could swing by your work and drop the bucket off at... Oh, wait a minute. This isn't your bucket. Wait, whose bucket is this? Well, if it doesn't belong to anyone else, I guess I could just, you know, keep it.
Yeah, you go, girl, get that bucket.
Yeah, I'd really like to hang out with this bucket for a while. Oh, sorry, what was I saying?
Bucket.
Oh, yeah, have a nice day at work. I'll be here at home with my bucket. Bye, Stanley.
Well, what a way to sandwich the bucket saga. What a way to sandwich the bucket saga. And did you know if you're watching this on YouTube, you missed out on a lot of the content that's in the Stanley Parable 2 Ultra Deluxe. Because, like, a lot of the what's in the video just doesn't get made, or that's in the stream doesn't make it the video. Twitch.tv/Kwite. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We'd love to have you here. Anyways, fellas, I am going to wrap up the stream here on an ad break. Remember, !scare. Submit your short videos and scary images where if I get scared, I take little drinky drink on Friday. Anyways, I'm going to run an ad break, find a channel to raid. Thank you to everybody from Mike's stream who stuck around. Really appreciate y'all. I'll be back in a minute. Also, we're playing Garn 47 on Wednesday. Boom, 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 boom. I am going to raid Giga. Boku wa sekuso daisuki. Itsumo. I just remember that being Pink Guy lyrics. I don't remember how raunchy they were. I just remember them being very, very uncouth and not safe for work. All right, everybody, we're rating Giga. Everybody get in, otherwise you hate all minorities? I don't know. Whatever is just like a effective enough motivator, I guess. Boku wa. Okay, everybody in? Everybody in? We're rating now. Bye.
To go will be posted about or said when it's good to go. Until something is posted or talked about, it is not set in any sort of way and good to go. All right? It's that simple. Quite.